Good afternoon, wherever you are watching. Today, the people of Indonesia come together to celebrate a historic moment, the 80th anniversary of Indonesian independence.
That's right, Uli. 8 decades have passed since the proclamation of independence was declared. And of course, a long journey was marked by struggle and also sacrifice. But we're still here, standing proud, standing tall, above all because of the spirit of unity.
Yes, and at this mature stage, independence is not only an achievement, but also a responsibility we must carry forward for the next generations.
Now, in this beautiful afternoon, TVRY World brings you a series of celebrations along with historical reflections. And also, we are most excited to bring you voices from Indonesian diaspora from all across the globe. And although they are scattered in different parts of the world, they're united by the spirit of red and white.
Absolutely. Together with us, my name is Uli Herdi.
And I'm Siska Becker. Let us commemorate 8 decades of Indonesian independence while also looking ahead with pride and optimism. And as a part of today's commemoration, we also will reflect on how the independence has inspired us to safeguard our future, which includes safeguarding our seas and our environment.
Okay, let's begin, Siska Becker.
Let's begin with our special program to celebrate 80th anniversary of Indonesia's independence.
Bersatu berdaulat, rakyat sejahtera, Indonesia maju. Unity and sovereignty, prosperity for the people, progress for the nation. Now, this afternoon, we are joined by two distinguished speakers here with us in the studio. One of them is Captain Dina Christina Tanjung, expert in marine operations.
Hello, good day, Captain Dina.
Hello,
Thank you
good
for
day.
joining us. You are looking very festive and very appropriate for the moment. Merdeka.
Merdeka, red and white spirit.
Yes, of course. And we also have another guest coming in virtually later on. We will talk with Kanya Citahani Alivia, head of the journal review team at Cerita Iklim.
Yes, and together they will share their insights on the spirit of independence and how it connects to protecting our oceans and addressing climate challenges for the future. But before that, Siska Becker,
now
we have
we
something
will take you all to another part of the world where the Indonesian diaspora is also celebrating this historic day. Let's now go live to Hanoi, Vietnam to join the Independence Day celebration with His Excellency, the Indonesian Ambassador to Vietnam, Mr. Denny Abdi.
Hello, Ambassador. Thank you so much for making the time to talk to us. It's such a pleasure. And also, Merdeka, sir.
Merdeka.
Merdeka from Hanoi.
Yes, sir. So tell us a little bit, how many Indonesians are living in Vietnam today and how are they joining the Independence Day celebration at the embassy, sir?
We have around 1,000 Indonesians all over Vietnam. Most of them live in the southern part of Vietnam, where all the economic activities occur in Vietnam. But on the northern part, where the embassy located, we have around 300 Indonesians, not as many as in other countries. But nevertheless, we are celebrating the 80th anniversary of Indonesia's independence with, full of spirit, full of happiness, people coming around the place, around Hanoi. We are celebrating since the morning. We also watching from here the ceremony from the Istana Merdeka from Indonesia, and everybody are very happy to listen and to share the spirit of independence after 80 years.
Wow, that sounds really exciting. Mr. Ambassador, excuse us for not knowing, but could you tell us what time exactly is in Hanoi right now? And how has the day been in terms of celebrating the 80th anniversary of Indonesia's independence in Hanoi?
Regarding the time, luckily, Hanoi is exactly in the same time zone with Jakarta. Yeah, because yeah, we are in the same time zone, so exactly the same the time Jakarta and Hanoi. But regarding climate, because Hanoi is in the north nowadays, it's very hot. Temperature around 38, but it feels like 42, 43 sometimes. So it's very hot today.
So, Ambassador, from pictures and videos that we've seen, the embassy is being right here in central Hanoi. Were there any special preparations made to the classical building, the beautiful building of the embassy, also on the area for today's celebration, sir?
Yes, as it is in Indonesia, the embassy premises is we consider this is the Indonesian premises. So we make it beautiful as in Indonesia. How to enjoy celebration of 17th of August wherever we are in Indonesia, we make it exactly like that. So this is just to provide our community here so they are not homesick, they feel at home. We celebrating we fill the month of August with many activities, with games, with family games, fun together, gathering with Indonesian communities as well as with our Vietnamese friends. We also do some blood donation. We play badminton. We play so many games. So at least what we can do here, the embassy and all the staff of the embassy is trying to engage Indonesian families in Hanoi so they are not missing what happened at home.
Wow, sounds like it's a very festive day for Indonesians in
Indeed.
Hanoi. Now, Mr. Ambassador, since we have the honor of having you here on air on TV Our World to celebrate our independence, maybe we can also learn a little bit more about the collaboration between Indonesia and Vietnam, especially because this year we'll be celebrating 70 years of diplomatic relations and collaboration. So maybe you can give us a little bit of information about the highlights of the cooperation in bilateral terms and also in multilateral terms within the ASEAN framework.
Yes, Indonesia and Vietnam declared independence on the same year. So Vietnam also declared independence in 1945, same with us. In fact, it's only 2 weeks different. Our declaration was on the 17th of August 1945, but Vietnam doing 2 weeks after that, 2nd of September 1945. And on top of that, our founding fathers were also a good friend, Uncle Ho. People call him Uncle Ho, President Ho Chi Minh, who was the best friend of President Sukarno. So they are talking to each other, they are supporting each other, and they declare independence almost at the same time. And after that, two countries also fought against the colonials that want to come back after the Second World War. But Indonesia can we won the war only in 4 years' time, in 1949. But Vietnam suffered longer. They fought more than us until 1975. So this is the history of the country. But after independence, Vietnam wanted to join ASEAN. Indonesia was the first country to welcome Vietnam to join ASEAN. And now we are the strong member of ASEAN. Vietnam, the population of Vietnam is 100 million people, while Indonesia is with the biggest population in ASEAN. We are 280 million people. Together, Indonesia and Vietnam already more than 50% of ASEAN population. So we can imagine with combination of these two nations only, it can bring ASEAN to good progress in terms of welfare and economic growth. So now the two countries working together. Why? Because we declare independence in the same year, and we want to achieve the status of high-income countries in 2045, also in the same year, 100 years from independence. So that is why now the two leadership, the two governments are trying so hard to support each other to achieve what we want to achieve to become high-income countries, in 2045. So, and regarding the bilateral trade, 5 years ago, in 2020, our bilateral trade was 8.2 billion US dollar. But 4 years after that, in 2024, by end 2024, it achieved 16.7 billion US dollar. So looking to the future, with the young population in Indonesia and in Vietnam, with the strong spirit to support bilateral relations, as well as to help ASEAN to maintain peace and security, strong economy and strong people to people, we are very optimistic to look to the future and working together with our Vietnamese friends.
Ambassador, we've been hearing great news from Vietnam. As you mentioned, trade has doubled. Now, looking ahead, how do you see celebrations like today's inspiring future cooperation in areas like EVs or renewable energy or food security, sir?
Yeah, well, what I think the concept is there, the commitment is there. What we need to do, how to make those commitments into concrete implementation. My latest initiative was I took one big company from Vietnam. The name is FPT Group. This company making software. They have one good university. They also focus on semiconductor and AI. Now they have 170,000 students. So I facilitated them to work together with Indonesian universities. Also one a very big group that has 165 universities. The name is Muhammadiyah. I think everybody knows Muhammadiyah in Indonesia. So to the future, this is one of the sector that we want to build strongly with Vietnam. We are going to the sector of semiconductor and artificial intelligence initiated by these two big groups. And other than that, we see the Vietnamese EV. The name is FinFast. They also have taxi. You can see it around Jakarta and other big cities in Indonesia. We are also collaborating with Indonesian businessmen to work together in this sector. In short, we want to adopt new technology. Vietnam also want to adopt new technology, and we want to build everything using the strength that we have, which is the young people in Indonesia and in Vietnam.
All right, Mr. Ambassador, thank you so much for enlightening to us the highlights of the cooperation between Indonesia and Vietnam. So a lot to look forward to the strengthening of the ties. So now to conclude our virtual conversation, Mr. Ambassador, maybe you can give a quick message to all Indonesians all around the world who are watching us right now on TV ROI World to commemorate the 80th anniversary of Indonesia's independence. Your Excellency, please.
Yes, from Hanoi, on behalf of the Indonesian community here in Hanoi and all over Vietnam, we want to share our happiness. Congratulations for the 80th anniversary of Indonesia to all Indonesians, to brothers and sisters in Indonesia. And let's work together. Let's support the government, support the young people, everybody to achieve what we want to achieve to become high-income countries in 2045. We can do it.
All right.
Thank you so much, Excellency. Thank you, sir. Great news from Vietnam. We've been hearing great stuff. So take care and see you next time. It's good to see and to hear so many good news from Vietnam. We have a lot of collaborations.
I'm excited.
The economy has doubled, trade has doubled in the last couple of years, and also cooperations in EVs and other industries as well.
I write so many times that Vietnamese electric taxi, actually, that His Excellency mentioned earlier. So I'm excited to see even more investment coming in from Vietnam to Indonesia, and likewise from Indonesia to Vietnam.
Absolutely. And now from Vietnam, we are going to take you to Dubai. We're going to have a conversation with the diaspora in Dubai, United Arab Emirates. We have Winda Mawarni. Hello, Winda. How are you today?
Hi, I'm good, thank you. Actually, it's Wina Mawardani.
Okay.
Hello there. Okay, I think your audio is a little bit too low. Maybe you can just check your audio to make sure that we can have conversation, and you can know about your experience celebrating independence in Dubai. That should be interesting. I mean, it's a completely different culture, different climate, and we would love to know how her experience has been living as an Indonesian expat in another country.
In a country where 90% of the citizens are actually expats. So
yes, that's
that would
true.
be interesting to
City of
find
expats,
out.
right?
Yeah. Okay, we're going to try one more time. We're going to try whether we are connected already with Winda Mawarni in Dubai. Hello, Winda.
Hello, Winda from Dubai.
Okay, we're still waiting for our connections. We have a lot of questions in store. But before that, let us continue our talk. And next stop is we're going to talk about the independence celebration here in Indonesia, and also what it means to be someone who works in the climate industry and also in the maritime industry as well.
Yes, indeed. We're going to talk also virtually to Kanya Chita, who's going to talk to us about the ways that we can do to safeguard our environment, because it is a strong part of safeguarding our future here in Indonesia. He's head of the journal review team at Cerita Iklim. So maybe we can check if Ms. Kanya is already connected to us.
Okay, let's talk to our one of our panelists via Zoom, Ms. Kanya Chita Hani Alivia of Cerita Iklim, and she's also a voice for youth in climate action. Let's talk to Ms. Kanya. Hello, Ms. Kanya, can you hear us?
Hello, can you hear me?
Thank you for joining us.
Yes, I can hear you.
Hello, Ms. Kanya.
In today's conversation. So we also have Captain Dina here to join us in the conversation. So let's begin with a quick question. Maybe both of you can share briefly about what you do in your daily work and why it matters for Indonesia's independence today. Let's start with Ms. Kanya. Go ahead.
Hello, my name is Kanya Cittahani Alivia. You can call me Kanya. I am the head of the journal review team of Cerita Iklim, or Climate Story. So it's a great pleasure to be invited here to represent our community. And Cerita Iklim, or Climate Story, is an Indonesian youth-led online platform which aims to educate younger generations about climate change using reputable scientific sources, but presented in a more engaging and accessible way, such as holding webinars and making podcasts and turning journals into bite-sized Instagram posts. And right now, our Instagram account has amassed nearly 10,000 followers, which signify the growing interest from the youth in Indonesia to participate in climate action.
All right, great. Thank you, Ms. Kanya, for sharing with us. Now we go to Captain Dina to learn more about what you do every day. We are very excited to learn more about your life as an expert in the maritime world, and what exactly is the kind of work that you do to make sure that you also are part of the movement that safeguard our oceans and our really precious natural resources.
Okay, currently I am an owner of the consulting company. My daily work is normally becoming a consultant for oil and gas, but I'm also inspector for the vessel. Ship inspector is for the dry bulk industries
that are used by the oil and gas companies, or for any other
industry. Because from I starting my career is always in oil and gas. Now I'm expanding into the other business is the dry vessel. But
that's actually really interesting. I'm sorry to cut you off, because when people usually hear about someone who works at the oil and gas, they don't associate that with someone who cares truly about the environment. I'm sure you agree with that assessment, right? Because people would say that it's actually on the other spectrum of what they can do to the environment. So how did you go from working in oil and gas into this line of work that you're doing right now?
But now it's actually from last 10 years, the movement about the environment, the sustainability is already coming up in the maritime industry. So even the design of the engine now, they have to meet some specification that is actually carbon protection also, and then they have to calculate how much actually the efficient and effective to use that kind of energy in the sea, because we know all the transportation, logistic, and supply is through the sea.
Yes.
Of course, the sea will be like a #1 contribution factor for the environment. We can say in the carbon. But now in the renewable energy, they change to LNG, they change to dual fuel, not only from the petrol side. So a lot of change in the regulation related the environment as well in the maritime industry.
Wow, that's very encouraging to hear.
Very interesting. So
We
it's
have
definitely
marine pollution, MARPOL 70A, so it's all about how protect the sea from the sea itself, from marine biology to the air condition also.
All right.
So plenty.
Okay, now that we've learned about the background of our guests, we are now going to try to go back to Dubai, to talk to a member of Indonesian diaspora living there. Hello, good afternoon to Wina Mawarni in Dubai. Can you hear us?
Hi, good morning. Yes, can you hear me clearly now?
Yes,
Very
indeed. It's probably
clear.
morning in Dubai. Thank you so much for making the time to talk to us. So tell us a little bit about yourself and what drew you to life in Dubai at the moment, Wina.
Thank you for giving me this opportunity. Actually, my name is Wina Mawardani, not Mawardi. So yes, anyway, I'm living here in Dubai for 9 years I'm working in flight attendant in one of the United Arab Emirates Airlines, named Emirates, and yeah, I'm resident here as well, and yeah.
So tell us, as Indonesians everywhere now celebrating 80 years of independence, what does this day mean to you while living in Dubai, and how is it different from the experience that you usually have in Indonesia?
For me, as living a diaspora abroad, Independence Day carries special layers of meaning beyond just national history, of course. For instance, a symbol of belongings, connections to home, gratitude, reflection as a represent of Indian culture abroad. Yeah.
All right, now we want to know more about your life as an Indonesian expat. As we learned before that Dubai is a city of expats, 90% of the
90% of the residents are expats, yeah.
So
Yeah.
how do you find yourself to be representing Indonesia in this ocean of expats? And did you ever find yourself to explain yourself about your nationality and about your life as an Indonesian living there in Dubai? Please tell us more.
Actually, it's not really hard to explain where I come from, because most of the time, the people already know where Indonesia is, and they know more about Bali, for sure. Because Bali, they think it's in a country, not a
An
city or
island.
an island. So exactly. So the thing is, whenever they say, you're from Indonesia, you're from Bali. So most of the times they know me as a Balinese, which is, it's very interesting for me also to bring my culture to represent it as Indonesian living abroad. So I talk more about my culture. I talk more about how people have so many diversity in culture in Indonesia, not only the Balinese people. So we have like from Sumatra to Irian, it's a very diverse. So yeah, those things, and the food that they know about is nasi goreng. So it's not really hard for me as a diaspora to introduce the culture and the habit of our country.
Wow, nice
Wow.
work, Wina, representing Indonesia.
That's good. That's
in
amazing.
Dubai.
Yeah. So
Thank
continuing the
you.
topic on being Indonesians abroad, what challenges do you face sometimes in keeping Indonesian identity and values still alive while you're living there in the sea of expats at the city of Dubai?
Yes, for sure. Everywhere we're living in the world, we happen to face a challenge, such as cultural differences. And as for me, like cultural difference, some Indonesian values, for example, like gotong royong, and respect each other. Modesty might clash with more individualistic culture abroad, because maintaining those values could be harder when the surrounding environment promotes like different forms, like have different kind of point of view of the habit. Right now, it's kind of challenging, like
So-
to maintain the culture of the value of Indonesia. like I told you earlier, gotong royong and respect elderly, something like that.
It's a journey, indeed. Now, during today's celebration of the 80th Indonesia independence, is there any activities that you did in the morning? Are you planning to meet others in the embassy, etc.?
Yes, what's the activity to celebrate Hari Merdeka today, Wina?
Right, right. Well, the thing is, I celebrated earlier, not today, because actually most of the time when I'm living here in Dubai, the date of Independence Day fell on the day that I need to work. So this year and last year was kind of special, especially this year because. I celebrate Independence Day the way that I celebrate with my husband. I support my husband football team. It's Indonesian Football Club in Dubai, and then in United Arab Emirates they have the states, like 7 states. So I live in Dubai, and they have Abu Dhabi, Dubai, Ras Al Khaimah, Sharjah, and my husband team represent Dubai. So in regards to celebrate Indonesian Independence Day, they have this kind of what's the name of competition amongst the state or in UAE. So
Oh.
and then we won the first place among
Congratulations.
the 7 states. Thank you so much. I think the footage I sent earlier to one of your team.
Oh,
Okay.
okay. We'll make sure to take a look at it. All right, Rina, before we let you go, because we're sure that you are very much settled in your life in Dubai, but maybe you can quickly name us just 3 things that you miss the most about celebrating Independence Day in Indonesia now that you're far away in Dubai. 3 things, what would they be?
Well, frankly speaking, again, I was a paskibraka before.
Oh, wow.
I'm from Maluku, Indonesia. So those feelings of not seeing the juniors paskibraka right now, it's kind of a missing part right now since I'm living abroad 9 years. And then the moment the food, the second one is, of course, the food, lontong, whatever you name it, the traditional food, jajanan pasar. It's very rare here. So it finds me like, oh my God, I need to cook, or let's go to Indonesian restaurant. But the feeling is, of course, is different. The third one, being together with families and friends with the special days and the similarities of feelings that makes myself miss the most of the Day of Independence. Yes.
Oh, sorry to bring you some wistful moments there, Wina, but we're very happy and grateful for you for sharing your time there at Dubai. Thank you so much, and we wish you all the best celebrating the rest of the day for Indonesia's independence.
Thank you, Ina. And up next, we have also ready to talk to us Her Excellency Siti Nugraha Mauludiah, Indonesian Ambassador to Denmark. That is, now we are going to talk via Zoom.
All right, we go to Copenhagen then.
We go to
talk
Copenhagen.
To Her Excellency. Hello, good morning, Copenhagen. I think we're still checking the connection there.
Okay.
It's quite a long way, a long journey. All right, once again, hello.
Hear me?
Hello, Ambassador. Thank you so much for making the time to talk to us.
Hi, Madam Ambassador, looking good.
Looking great.
Loving the outfit.
Yeah.
Merdeka.
Weather looks fantastic. So tell us a little bit
Yes.
about what's going on during today's celebration, Madam Ambassador.
Excuse me, could you repeat it? We have a lot of Indonesian here.
Ah, yes, we see them.
Hi,
Hello.
everyone.
Hi, everyone.
Okay, Madam Ambassador, can you tell us a little bit about today's flag hoisting ceremony? What happened and how did you feel during the ceremony that you had in Denmark at the moment?
Sure. Well, today is the milestone year, right? We are celebrating the 80th anniversary of Indonesian independence. So we have a special program lining up today. We are going to start with the flag raising ceremony, of course, and then we are going to have a culinary festival, and we are going to have games, traditional games, as well as we're going to have a cultural performance, music, dances, and so on.
So we heard that this is actually your first Independence Day in Denmark since you started in March. So how was the atmosphere for you personally during the ceremony?
Well, the atmosphere is, ecstatic. Everybody's like, say hi. Do you hear that? So it's like we are all excited to celebrate this 80th birthday of Indonesia, of independence of Indonesia. And this is my first time, and I'm so energetic because everybody's here with very enthusiastic. So, like we are going to have a full day of celebration, festive, fun, good food, and everything.
All right, that sounds very exciting, and we are very much impressed with the commitment to wear Indonesian traditional outfits there all the way in Copenhagen.
Just like us today.
Just like us here in Jakarta. Maybe you can tell us a little bit more about the outfit you're wearing, Madam Ambassador. We would love to know more, and maybe some other traditional costumes that we see the embassy staff is also wearing on this beautiful day.
Sure. This is the traditional from South Sulawesi, from Makassar. I'm wearing South Sulawesi. It's very beautiful, I guess. And I have my husband here wearing Papua traditional dress, and also some other, we have like from Sulawesi, from what is it? Sumatra, from Sumatra, South Sumatra, West Sumatra, East Bali, Kalimantan, Papua, and everywhere. I mean, like everybody's trying to look different, so it's very exciting.
Amazing.
Amazing.
Unity in diversity, right there in Copenhagen.
It is indeed. It is indeed, yes.
So when we talk about Denmark, most Indonesians know Denmark from the fairy tales of Hans Christian Andersen, and also from Lego, also very famous from Denmark. But what do people in Denmark, especially maybe in Copenhagen, know about Indonesia? Especially today, seeing the Indonesians are, being so festive, celebrating Independence Day. Maybe you can tell us more about how Indonesians are perceived there in Denmark, Madam Ambassador.
Well, Denmark is, Copenhagen is the most livable city in 2025. So everybody's happy here. The labor force is, like they have a very strong protection of labor force and living condition for kids. Kids are the first citizen here because, there are a lot of facilities for children, good facilities, like the weather now is very nice for summers, and the air condition is very clean. So I think, like that's why they call it Copenhagen is the most livable city in the world. And Denmark itself is, this is my second month, but I already fell in love with Denmark. It's very easy to, people are very nice. They are, the service industry is very good, and so wherever we go, they speak English. So it's good thing because we don't have to, like it's Danish language is not easy to learn, but we could go anywhere because everybody's speaking English. So it's really nice here. It's good to live here in Denmark, and I guess everybody's like nodding their heads here. They love it here, right?
Nice.
Nice.
So, yes.
We are seething with envy, Madam Ambassador.
We are the most livable city in the world, and then combine that with the festive culture of Indonesia, with all the beautiful food. You'll have the best of day there, Madam Ambassador.
Right. So, Madam Ambassador, we heard that.
We're waiting for you.
Oh, yes, please. We are waiting for your invitation, Madam Ambassador.
Anytime now. We'll jump on the plane tonight if possible. So, Madam Ambassador, we heard that.
Sure.
Yeah, we heard that just a few days ago, you joined the ASEAN Ambassadors meeting with Denmark Foreign Minister. Now, how does today's Independence Day celebration add to that spirit of friendship between Indonesia and also Denmark, Madam?
Well, Indonesia and Denmark always enjoys the strong relation, economic, politic, social, people to people. So I guess, especially now Denmark is looking into the possibility of becoming the sectoral partner of ASEAN. I think the bond would be closer. And with the conclusion of the Indonesia and Comprehensive Economic Partnership Agreement that's going to be signed in September, it's going to be even closer economic relation. So I'm looking ahead with really optimism of a closer relation, much closer relation between Indonesia and Denmark.
All right, Madam Ambassador, we are sharing your enthusiasm for the future of relations of Indonesia and Denmark. And thank you so much for sharing with us your great energy, the spirit of Merah Putih right here from Copenhagen. Thank you, Madam Ambassador, and to the whole staff of Embassy in
Thank you,
Copenhagen.
everyone.
Dirgahayu, Indonesia.
Happy Independence Day.
It's such a pleasure to be able to talk
Wow.
to Indonesian all over the world,
It is.
sharing how the festivities are happening everywhere in the global stage. And right now, we are going to go to Darwin. We're going to talk to His Excellency Bagus Hendarning Kobarsi, Indonesian Consul General in Darwin, Australia.
All right, let's go to Northern Australia in Darwin. Hello, good morning, sir. Selamat Hari Merdeka. Happy Independence Day.
Hello, good evening here.
Good evening, that's right.
Merdeka.
So, sir, please tell us, how has been the atmosphere in Darwin been today on the 80th anniversary of Indonesia's independence?
Well, I think the situation, the atmosphere is really very conducive, very fruitful.
Okay.
We have make our flag raising this morning, 8:30, and around 200 Indonesian citizens is attending the flag raising. And also after that, after flag raising, follow it up by what we call it nasi tumpang, cutting nasi tumpang, and give to three eminent person, Indonesian eminent person in Darwin. The first is Miss Ella Kari. She is project coordinator for Indonesian collaboration lead of Menses School, who is very active in Menses of tropical disease such as malaria. The second, we give to the Mr. Gilbert Tanoto, awardee of CDU Student Award, and student ambassador and from NT Education. And the last, we give to Madam Oli Carlson. He is the Diaspora Indonesia, who's now becoming one of the member of parliament and part of the ruling government in the NT territory. So it's very fruitful situation, and they're very interested to join the flag raising ceremony. And as always, we always also promote our culinary, and also we have a gathering with a very friendly situation.
Wow, since you've had a really busy day, Your Excellency, there in Darwin.
Looks very lively,
Yeah.
sir. So we heard that you also had family gatherings and games as part of the Independence Day events. Now, how did those bring Indonesians there closer together, sir?
Yes, actually on 2nd of August, we organized fun games and gathering for Indonesian communities in one of the biggest garden in Darwin. And also we celebrate the Children Day of Indonesia, actually, who celebrate on 23 of July 2025. During this event, we make some program with the children, diaspora children. We make a conversation, very friendly conversation with the kids who try to promote and to maintain the capability to speak and learn Indonesian language. The second, as always happen everywhere, we make a fun games like sarung estafet, and then tug of war, sack races, gaple, and then any kind of fun games. Also with poco-poco and some dances. It's very popular in Indonesia. And as you know that there are many from Eastern Indonesian citizens here. From Flores, from Ambon, Papua, Lombok, Bali, Makassar. So this very dynamic person here, and we can make a very good connection between each other. Even one of the Indonesian citizen, or they are diaspora Indonesian who descended from the Indonesian from the 1 or 2 generation ago.
Oh, wow. I mean, we would love to learn more actually about the Indonesian diaspora in Darwin, because when we talk about Indonesian communities in Australia, we usually learn there's a lot living in Melbourne, in Victoria, or in New South Wales, like in Sydney, but we don't hear a lot about the Indonesian diaspora in the Northern Territories, especially in Darwin. Please tell us more, Your Excellency, like how many Indonesians are living there, what are their occupants, what are their professions? We want to know more better, of course, about the Indonesians there.
Well, nowadays, there are around 1,400 Indonesian diaspora in Darwin. And they are, usually they are workers, F&B industry, hospitality, mining, and agriculture.
Okay.
And the second, they are students. They are studying at the Charles Darwin University, one of the public and popular public university in Darwin. And also they are nurse. They are working with the medical industry, hospitality, like aged care, daycare, and also, of course, housewife who is married with the local people, and then they stay here in Darwin. In terms of quantity, it's not too much, 1,400, but in the future, this population will be growing because Darwin is the closest part in Australia from Indonesia. Actually, only 2.5 hours flight from Darwin to Denpasar. And it is shorter than flight from Darwin to Melbourne, Canberra, or Sydney or Perth. And then I think there will be one of the advantages in Darwin. And of course, another thing is Darwin is very strategic in terms of the mining cooperations, tourism, and also for the people-to-people contact between Indonesia and Australia. That's why our mission here in Consulate, we try to promote more and closer relations between Darwin and Indonesia, especially eastern part of Indonesia, because we try to promote another Bali in Indonesia, in eastern Indonesia. As you know, there are Labuan Bajo and then Raja Ampat, and in Sulawesi there is Bunaken, something like that. And how to promote this to the people of Australia, because now in terms of tourism, Australia is the biggest tourist to Indonesia, especially to Bali, to Denpasar. This position replacing the tourists from this destination to New Zealand. Last year, most of them, they go to New Zealand. But now, most of them, they went to Denpasar through Darwin. So this is a very good potentiality, and then it is, I think, the modalities that we can develop in the future.
Well, Bagus, as you mentioned earlier, in March, the direct flight between Bali and Darwin started again. Now, how does this help Indonesians in Darwin and their families stay connected, sir?
Yes, this is a very good development, because before it was only managed by one airline. They call it Jetstar. Jetstar is the low-cost carrier from Australia who always who serve our people going to Indonesia 3 times a week. If I'm not mistaken, it's every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. But now, since the Air Asia come back, they serve on Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday. Sorry, and Saturday. And then according to my observation and my colleague and the consulate, it's growing. The occupancy rate is growing, and not only the good things is there are more balance between the occupancy rate from Darwin to Denpasar, and from Denpasar to Darwin. So it's growing, and then I think it's good sign. And by this development, maybe we can promote to open another direct flight from Darwin to another part of Indonesia, either in western part of Indonesia, like maybe Surabaya or Semarang, or maybe they will go to Ujung Pandang, Ambon, Kupang, Mataram, Papua, something like that. So it will be a very bright future for people-to-people contact development in for between Australia and Indonesia, especially from Northern Territory to Indonesia, because most Australian people, if they want to gather now, if they want to spend their vacations, they prefer go to Bali now or to other part of Indonesia, to Labuan Bajo or to Komodo Island, then they go to Sydney or to Melbourne or to Perth, because instead of it is cold, also it is very far, very long flight and expensive. This is advantage what we can be built from Darwin in the future.
All right, Mr. Consul, of course, we are fully supporting the effort to have more flights from Indonesia to Darwin, but we have one more last question for you, Your Excellency. We just want to know more about the highlights of the event you co-hosted in May, the Indonesia Northern Territory Business Conference, and what it means to the partnership between Darwin and Indonesia, especially today on the 80th anniversary of our independence, Your Excellency.
Well, this is a very strong sign, very strong event that showed the relationship, especially in the term of business and mining sectors. Because on May, they come mining companies, delegation from Indonesia come to Darwin, to Northern Territory, how to assess the possibility for investment. And then last week, I just come back from Semarang. I accompany the big delegation from Northern Territory, go to Semarang to see the possibility of the mining and mineral processing in the Special Economic Zone in Batang. So it will be very strategic cooperation in the future in terms of mining. And one thing also that from Darwin, we transit around 500,000 livestock, cattle to Indonesia to promote the food security in Indonesia. This is the best choice. It is closed, only 5 days shipping. Instead of if they bring they send livestock from another part of the world, and you know that Australia is very famous for this livestock quality. So there will be very good cooperation in the future. I'm very sure, inshallah, about that. And yes, of course, I need your support. I need your assistance. And thank you very much for your invitation for us to join this very respective program with TVRI work. This is very important for us to promote cooperation. And as you mentioned before that comparing to another city, Darwin is less known. And now it's time to promote them to people in Indonesia to know more about Darwin, about Northern Territory, about their potentiality in the future. This is my explanation.
All right.
Thank you
great.
so much, sir. Thank you, Pak Bagus, for the time that you share with us, explaining about our collaboration between Indonesia and Darwin. Thank you, sir. And Merdeka.
Merdeka.
Thank you very much.
See you
Thank
in
you very
Darwin,
much.
sir.
Merdeka.
Definitely.
Merdeka.
Thank you very much.
Okay, now from Darwin, we are going to take you back to Europe. We're going to take you to Germany, to Berlin. We have a diaspora in Berlin, Emerald Dura. Hello, Emerald Dura. Can you hear us?
Hello, guten Morgen, Emerald Dura.
Guten Morgen, Emerald Dura.
Hallo, guten Morgen.
Guten Morgen. Wie geht's bei Ihnen in Berlin?
Es geht mir gut. Und so I have been living here for a while, and it's been great today. Now I am at the Embassy of Indonesia in Berlin.
Okay, that's good to hear. So, Emerald, today we'll be talking about how Indonesians in Berlin celebrate Independence Day on the 17th of August. But before we get there, let's start with you. We heard that, correct us if we're wrong, but we heard that you are the Vice President of PPI Berlin Brandenburg, the Indonesian Student Association in Berlin. Now, how did you get involved and what made you take on this leadership role?
Go ahead, Dura.
Thank you for the question. So for now, I've been taking this position for quite a while now, and since my election day, it was really great. I have been putting lots of effort on creating several events, including an event where we collaborate with several other Indonesian students to promote Indonesian culture into European Parliament. That's what we did in the last April, as I remember, and it was really great that people really interested. Actually, the young people from the Europe are pretty much interested into Indonesian culture. It shocks me a lot, but I really like to be the representative of Indonesian student in Germany, especially in Europe, actually.
Wow, that's amazing. Could you tell us more about the Indonesian students community right there in Berlin? I imagine there must be a lot of Indonesians studying there because Germany is one of the most popular destinations when it comes to higher educations for Indonesians, right?
True, true, true. So for now, as I know, there has been like more than 2,000 students living only in Berlin. So if you take it in Germany itself, it will be more than 5,000, I would say. And this diaspora, this Indonesian diaspora are keep growing. The number is keep growing. Why? Because recently there has been lots of new program that can bring new Indonesian students come to Germany. In these terms, we are really open to any kind of education level, and therefore the German government have been really great on supporting Indonesian students to come aboard. Sure.
So we heard that you're studying in Berlin as well at HTW, Berlin, University of Applied Sciences. Now, how do you balance student life with leading such an active community organization?
Well, that's quite a huge question. So first of all, I did my bachelor there at the HTW Berlin, and thank God I have just graduated recently, and it was really
Okay.
hard to actually balance the whole event, the whole activity. Why? Because several times I need to go to the class, and sometimes it's gonna be another political Indonesian political stuff. For example, like we are coming to Indonesian embassy to represent Indonesian students to meet another delegation from another country. That will be an example. And if you are talking about how can I manage that, at the end, I take some tools that helps me a lot, management tools and also calendar tools. It's been really great recently, especially when it's been busy week. That's for example. It's been really great for me to have this chance to represent Indonesia as a student in Germany because the community itself are supporting international students really much, and therefore everyone have the equal chance to get anything they want, like any position, any options, any chance. It's equal for everyone.
All right, Dura, as much as we love having you here on air, I'm sure because your day is just starting there in Berlin, you want to go back to celebrating with your fellow Indonesians for Indonesia's independence. But before we let you go, maybe you can share with us your words of encouragement for all Indonesians living in Germany, especially in Berlin, and also to your friends and families back home here in Indonesia celebrating Independence Day. Go ahead, Dura, bitte.
Thank you so much for the chance. So, to everyone who's living in Indonesia right now, keep up on what you are doing because recently there has been a lot of new programs that can bring your dream comes true. For example, anything if you wanna be an international students, you want to go to the USA, you wanna go to the Europe, you wanna go to another country in Asia, it's possible. You keep up dreaming and keep up your dream, and just do what you like. And I guess at the end, everything that matters is the experience that you got, for the journey that you create, and everything that you start from the beginning until the way come up to the top where you achieve your dream. I believe on, and yeah, the very first thing is believe in yourself. You will need it a lot because everything starts from yourself.
Here,
That's from my
here.
side. Thank you
Wow,
Thank
so
you
much.
for the
Dura.
words of wisdom, Emerald Dura Diaspora in
Student and
Berlin.
motivational speaker.
Absolutely fantastic. And let's move on to our next guest. We have His Excellency Jauhari Oratmangun, the Republic of Indonesia Ambassador to China. Hello, sir. Thank you for making the time to talk to us. Mr. Ambassador, how is Indonesia's Independence Day usually celebrated at the embassy in Beijing? And can you describe the atmosphere on the 17th of August here in China, sir?
Thank you, Mas Uli Herdi and Mbak Siska Becker. We are
Yes.
still celebrating because beside the flag raising ceremony this morning, we started the event. It's called Gemilang Gemilang Merdeka, Indonesia, and then it will be end by around 7 p.m. So far, 6,000 people registered to come. So there, we are still celebrating. I'm in my room now. Outside, it's crowded with the people.
I'll just swing it. All right, Mr. Ambassador, of course, we feel very fortunate to have you here sharing with us your precious time. But maybe you can share with us more about the Indonesian diaspora in China, especially in Beijing. We imagine there must be a lot of Indonesians living there, especially now that the ties between Indonesia and China is so strong politically, diplomatically, and also in trading. So I imagine there's a lot of Indonesian workers, Indonesian diaspora living now, making the most of the intense collaboration between our countries. Please let us know and fill us in on the number of Indonesian diaspora living in Beijing right now, Mr. Ambassador.
I think not only in Beijing, but all over China, there are like 20,000 Indonesians, mostly students. But our event targeted not only Indonesians, but of course, Chinese living in Beijing, in Tianjin, in Hebei, and other cities nearby Beijing. So we invited them to come. We asked them to register to come. And then since this morning, 6,000 already registered to come. But during the flag raising ceremony, like close to 500 Indonesians participated, mostly Indonesian diaspora here in Beijing. Some of the guests coming from Jakarta, some of the private sector coming from Jakarta, and then some of the Indonesian Chinese used to live in Indonesia. They return, we call it returning Chinese. They returned to China back in the 50s and 60s. So they as well participated on the flag raising ceremony. As you can see from the picture.
So, Mr. Ambassador, what message did you share with Indonesian diaspora families here during the Independence Day ceremony earlier, sir?
Of course, I sent the message that's already conveyed by our president that this is the momentum for us to reach the Indonesian Golden Year 2045. It's only about 20 years from now. Why we are here in China in particular play a substantive role as well in contributing to the Indonesian development. For instance, let me say about the volume of trade between two countries. Last year, the volume of trade between Indonesia and China reached 150 billion US dollar. If we compare to other countries like the whole Europe, it's only around 27 billion US dollar, and the United States about 37 billion US dollar. And with China, it's 150 billion US dollar. Investment coming from China last year, 8.1 billion US dollar from Hong Kong, because Hong Kong under my responsibility as well. So if we take Hong Kong, add up to our volume of trade, maybe 160 billion US dollar, and investment coming from Hong Kong last year was 8.2 billion US dollar. So Hong Kong and China close to 17 billion US dollar. So this is the contribution of the good relations between Indonesia and China, Indonesia and Hong Kong. So that's the message that I convey to the Indonesian student, Indonesian diaspora during the flag raising ceremony this morning.
Oh, wow. It's encouraging to know how much blossomed has the relationship between Indonesia and China. And of course, at the heart of it is our trading relation. Now, Mr. Ambassador, we know that China is one of the biggest trading partners, if not the biggest right now for Indonesia. And a lot of great investments are being made here by Chinese corporations, including the Wush train, a lot of projects in natural resources, in EV as well. But we want to know more actually about business opportunities in China for Indonesians. Maybe you can share with us how would Indonesians make the most also about the huge market they have in China, and how can Indonesians make the most of that, Mr. Ambassador?
First of all, there is an organization here. It's called Indonesia-China Chamber of Commerce. They play a catalytic role as well in increasing trade between two countries. Looking back in the 80s, 90s, and early 20s, a lot of Indonesian coming and invest in China. So I forgot to mention that the investment coming from Indonesia to China, it's huge amount as well. So both sides, investment coming from China to Indonesia and from Indonesia to China. And for the last 4 years, in fact, we enjoy surplus of trade relation between Indonesia and China. So this is a good thing. The other thing that I would like to highlight is people-to-people cooperation, and in particular, cooperation in the education sector, higher education. So far, before COVID, we have more than 16,000 Indonesian students pursuing their higher education in China. But due to the COVID, become less and less. But now the number is increasing again. Now it's close to 15,000. And as we already know, that some of the university in Indonesia already in the 10 best university, not only
Cek
in
satu dua,
Asia, but also in the world.
Finally, Ambassador,
So
if you
people
could
to
send...
people is quite important as well.
Yes, sir. Finally, if you could send one Independence Day message to Indonesians back home from Beijing, what would they be, sir?
First of all, we have to strengthen the cooperation between Indonesia and China. Looking forward, we are living in the transformation of the geoeconomy and geopolitics. The stronger relation between Indonesia and China will bring benefits for Indonesia, for Indonesian people, and for our contribution within the transformation of the geoeconomy and geopolitics. And reaching to the 2045, it's only 20 years from now. Think about where we were 20 years ago and what we are now. So a lot of things already happened within Indonesia and between Indonesia and China. So looking forward, I would like to see the close relation, strengthened relation between Indonesia and China that will bring benefit to the Indonesian people.
Thank you so much, Mr. Ambassador. Such an honor to have you on air today, Mr. Ambassador Jauhari Orat Mangun. Thank you, sir. And now let's move on to our next speaker, which is somebody quite dear to our hearts, Siska Becker.
That's true. Now, this next diaspora lives in the city of Melbourne, Australia. Now, we would love to know more about how he has been celebrating Independence Day right there in the capital of Victoria State. Zulhafiz Tadore.
Zulhafiz Tadore, how are you today?
Hello. Long time no see. Good to see you again here on air.
How
have you been?
Been doing great. How you been, guys?
Good, good. So, fun fact, Zulhafiz Tadore used to work here at TVR World for a couple of years. So, tell us a little bit more about the updates of your life as a diaspora in Australia at the moment, Zulhafiz Tadore.
So, thanks for having me, honestly, finally. But I'm currently in Melbourne. I've been doing sort of like back and forth between Indonesia and Australia. So, kind of moving around Australia a little bit, not only in Melbourne. So, yeah, but I've been, back and forth Australia and Indonesia almost a year now. So, yeah.
Wow.
That's the update, the only update that I can share with you guys.
So good to hear from someone that comes from a small island in northern part of Sulawesi.
Yes, indeed.
Now lives in Melbourne. Indeed. If I'm not mistaken, I'm picking up, you have an Australian accent now, Zulhafiz, already.
Zulhafiz Tadore, living the dream with the Australian accent. So, Zulhafiz Tadore, we heard that you joined the 80th Independence Day celebration at the Indonesian Consulate General in Melbourne. What was the atmosphere like when the red and white was raised?
Exactly. I just had the opportunity to attend the ceremony just earlier this morning, Melbourne time, Australia. But it was exciting, and then for me, I couldn't feel more prouder than before because first I would say this is my first time celebrating or commemorating the Indonesian Independence Day abroad, even though I used to, like last year, I was in the States, but I didn't quite have the opportunity to attend the ceremony in embassy in Washington, D.C. However, this is my first time ever in overseas. But yeah, it was really, for me personally speaking, I don't know, I just feel prouder than before, But and also I just had the opportunity to have a little bit of a talk with our Consul General of the Republic of Indonesia in Melbourne, And there were activities that been held here in Melbourne. Not only the ceremony on today's date, which the 17th of August, but then there were some sports activities, also musical activities. That the Consulate General of the Republic of Indonesia in Melbourne, Australia, organized.
All right. Now, living in Melbourne, Australia has its advantages for Indonesians because there's such a huge Indonesian community and there's a lot of Indonesian businesses, including food and beverages businesses. So there's a lot of Indonesian food, right? But I'm sure it's not exactly the same as home. So if we can ask you about the things that you miss the most from home, especially today on Independence Day, what would they be, Suhafidz?
I would say it's a tricky question, yeah, because I just had the rendang just earlier this morning.
Okay, okay. Humble bragging a bit there,
But I
Zulhafidz.
would say I miss a lot of, since you mentioned earlier that I was from the small island in the northern part of Sulawesi, which is called Sangihe Island. So I used to eat a lot of fish, lots of fish, but I kind of miss what's so called like a shredded fish, chakalang. So I kind of miss that one.
Okay.
Ooh,
And
sounds delicious.
yeah, basically just the fish,
Quite specific. Sounds delicious.
Yeah.
So, Zulhafidz, as you mentioned earlier, you had a chance to speak with the Indonesian Consul General. What message did he share about independence and the Indonesian community in Melbourne?
Right. It's very interesting, Uli, about our conversation just earlier this morning because the Consul General emphasized on the unity of the Indonesian diaspora here in Melbourne in particular, especially for because there are lots of Indonesians here in Melbourne, like Siska mentioned, even everywhere in Australia, I would say, in the city especially, there are a lot of Indonesian, but the only thing the Consul General emphasized was the unity of the Indonesian diaspora, especially.
All right. Now, for you personally, what was the highlight of the day? The official ceremony, the cultural performances, or simply meeting so many Indonesians in one place?
Yeah, I know it's unbelievable, but since in Australia, Indonesian community is quite a lot, so I personally think, what is that? It's just because I kind of like, on the ceremony, I kind of like focus on taking some footages, not really having a conversation with other Indonesians, because I kind of focus on that footages for TVR especially. but but I would say it's just amazing to see all Indonesian united or gathered at the Consulate General in Melbourne, because I would say it's an big annual celebration or commemorating of our Indonesian independence. So it's good to see Indonesians living overseas kind of gathered at one place.
All right, Zulhafidz, one last thing we want to ask you before we let you go. On the off chance that some friends, even families, are watching you right now from that little island in northern Sulawesi, maybe you have some messages to share with them along with all of your friends in Indonesia and also in Melbourne on the message of Indonesia's independence. Go ahead, Zulhafidz.
Thank you, Siska. It's a big question for me because giving message to others is sort of like a big one for me. But I would say, as an Indonesian, just keep improving, not improving, but keep continuing support the nation, especially since we all hope that Indonesia, continues to grow into a country that is not only known for its natural beauty and also the in its innovation and also the unity, I would say. So as a youth especially, I would just emphasize the unity itself, because it's one of the important things for me, because with unity we can just go by peace and respect one another. That's it.
All right. Thank you so much, Zulhafid Stadore, for your time. Wishing you all the best, and we hope to see you soon sometimes.
Bye,
Take care.
Thank you so
Bye.
much, Siska and Uli. I'll see you soon.
Okay. So that was Zulhafid Stadore from Melbourne. What an inspiration. And now from
Yes.
Australia, we're going to take you to Pakistan. We have a diaspora in Pakistan, Suci Zuhri Nur Fadila Rahma. Hello, Suci.
Hello, Suchi. Happy Independence Day.
Happy Independence Day. Merdeka.
Hi,
So-
Suchi. Tell us about your day so far.
Yeah.
How have you been celebrating?
Can you repeat your question?
Yes. Go ahead.
Go ahead. Tell us about the celebrations that you had in Pakistan earlier today, Suci.
Oh, okay. Actually, we are get together at embassy or with other Indonesians for the flag raising ceremony. So we followed by performance like traditional dance, band performance, and many more activities with other Indonesians. The celebration actually ends with the fun door prize giveaways, which make it even more exciting with other Indonesians.
Okay. So, Suci, we heard that you are studying at the International Islamic University of Islamabad. Now, how has life in Pakistan has been for you as an Indonesian student in Pakistan?
Um, I live in Islamabad, Pakistan, and I have been here for almost 2 years for my studying, and I have um,
Looks
Okay.
like we're having a little bit of
Indonesia.
glitch. Hello, Suci,
Yeah,
can you
I'm
hear
sorry
us?
because yeah.
Okay. Okay, great. Let's continue. Tell us a little bit more about your life in Pakistan at the moment.
I'm live in Pakistan. Actually, I take my.
I think there's a lot of distractions there for Suchi.
Okay, I'm sorry, I'm forget.
It's okay.
It's
I think
okay.
we've caught you in a bad time, I think. Are you in
Not
the
to
middle of
worry.
celebrating? Maybe you can just give us a message, Independence Day
Yeah.
message
Actually, I
to everyone watching.
yeah, because I'm in in my daily I use Arabic actually, and now I'm studying in Usuluddin or Islamic Studies in the second semester.
Okay.
All right.
Well, we wish you nothing but the best,
Yes.
and we'd like to thank you so much for making the time to talk to us, and we wish you all the best for your studies as well.
Thank you, Suchi.
Thank you, Suci. Take care.
Happy Independence Day.
Happy Independence Day.
All right, so
All right.
from South Asia, we now go back to Europe. We'll be virtually traveling to Switzerland. We'll be talking with the ambassador of Indonesia to Switzerland in Bern, His Excellency Ngurah Swajaya. Hello, good morning, Your Excellency. Can you hear us here from Jakarta?
Hello,
Good
sir.
morning.
Thank you for making the time
Greetings
to talk
from
to us.
Bern.
Merdeka, Mr. Ambassador.
Dirgahayu, Republik Indonesia.
Dirgahayu. Thank you so much, sir, for sharing with us your precious time. We would love to know more about the preparation in celebrating the Indonesia's independence there in Bern, Switzerland. Please tell us more, Your Excellency.
Yeah, we are, thanks God, it's a bright sunny day. So we just finished the flag raising ceremony with the people, with the Indonesian diaspora, the Indonesian people who live in Switzerland. They are coming also from different cities. They might be driving for 1.5 hours, 2 hours to go to the residence of the ambassador of the Republic of Indonesia here in Bern to witness the flag raising ceremony, and of course to have time and celebrate the Independence Day of Indonesia together here in Bern. And after this, we are going to have a celebration, a bigger celebration indoors, serving many different Indonesian foods as well as entertainment to the people as well as the diaspora of Indonesia here in Switzerland and Liechtenstein. And we also invited some of our colleagues from the diplomatic corps here.
Wow, the pictures are looking festive, yeah, this morning's flag ceremony at Wisma Duta, Gumligen, if I'm not mistaken. It looked very special. So
right.
what moment stood out for you, sir?
Yeah.
Okay, I think we should repeat the question.
Yeah, so I think...
Yes, go ahead, Mr. Ambassador.
Yeah, you know, we are celebrating this flag raising ceremony attended by around 100, more than 100 people from different cities. They are Indonesians or diaspora of Indonesia, friends of Indonesia. So they are very happy to celebrate the 80th anniversary of the Independence Day of Republic of Indonesia.
All right.
All right.
Now, Mr. Ambassador, I imagine a lot of people watching right now might not realize that the capital of Switzerland is actually Bern, because usually people are more familiar with Zurich or Geneva.
Right.
Right. So I want to know more about life in Bern, Mr. Ambassador, because a lot of Indonesians might not even know about the city of Bern, yet about the fact that it's the capital of Switzerland. How would Indonesians enjoy Bern, especially today on Independence Day, Mr. Ambassador?
Yeah, that is very unique. Officially, Switzerland doesn't have capital city, but Bern is the seat of the government and the parliament, and that is why they treat Bern as the capital city. And all of the diplomatic corps are based in Bern. And Switzerland, there are two international airports. One of them is Zurich or in Geneva. So many, of course, will travel to Zurich. And then from Zurich, they will have to travel by train, by car to Bern for about 1.5 hours. And I think the life in Bern is, well, you know, we are now in the middle of a very hot summer, but we are very fortunate. The celebration that we are organizing today, we still have quite compromising weather here. So the sun is not too hot. And of course, it was not raining. We were afraid that it will be raining because the temperature and the weather is also keep on changing here in Switzerland. So basically, I think we have not really a big number of Indonesian citizens. We are about 3,000 Indonesian citizens all over Switzerland. And I think in terms of Indonesia and Switzerland, this year is the 80th anniversary of the Republic of Indonesia, and next year we are going to celebrate 75th anniversary of bilateral relation between Indonesia and Switzerland.
That sounds amazing. So, Mr. Ambassador, we heard that this year the embassy also held a graduation for foreign students learning Indonesian. Now, how do programs like that reflect the spirit of Independence Day, sir?
Well, you know, we are very proud that more and more people in Switzerland are interested in learn Bahasa Indonesia. Every year we have twice a graduation ceremony. Those who are learning Bahasa Indonesia, not only the citizen of Switzerland or international community who live in Switzerland, but also there are some diaspora which perhaps having their Indonesian mother or Indonesian father, they would like to keep up their knowledge in Bahasa Indonesia. So we see that every year we see a growing number of the people here in Switzerland who are really very keen to learn Bahasa Indonesia. They know that Bahasa Indonesia is a language that is spoken by all of the Indonesian people. So the reason why they would like to learn Bahasa Indonesia is one, of course, economic interest. They might also think of investing to Indonesia or traveling as a tourist to Indonesia. But the most important thing, of course, they will explore Indonesia, and they know that by speaking Bahasa Indonesia, they will be able to communicate with all of the Indonesian people, all over Nusantara. So they are really surprised when we told them that, look, Switzerland have 4 different languages here, official languages. But in Indonesia, we told them that we have 700 different languages, but we have one national language, which is Bahasa Indonesia. So that is the reason why, and I'm really very glad to have the teachers who are having a very interesting method of teaching. So it's quite interesting that not only younger generation, older generation, but also kids who would like to learn Bahasa Indonesia.
All right, Mr. Ambassador, while we still have you here, this is one last question from us because we want to learn more also about the cooperation between our countries. Now, in Indonesia, when we hear about the relations between Indonesia and Europe, usually it's within the framework of Indonesia or ASEAN with the European Union. Now, of course, Switzerland is not within that framework, so maybe you can enlighten us on how the relationship is right now between Indonesia and Switzerland, and what can we look forward to in terms of the future of more collaborations between our countries?
Yeah, so very good you asked these questions, because Europe, in Europe, Switzerland, together with 3 other European countries, Switzerland, Norway, Liechtenstein, and Iceland, they belong to what they call as European Free Trade Area, EFTA. So they are the first partners of Indonesia in terms of comprehensive economic partnership agreement. So we have signed the economic partnership agreement, comprehensive economic partnership agreement with Switzerland, Norway, Liechtenstein, and Iceland back in 2021. And we hope that this year, finally, European Union will be the partner of Indonesia in terms of comprehensive economic partnership agreement. And Switzerland is also the first country, or the second country in the world, that signed bilateral investment treaty after Singapore. So you see, we have a lot of very strong foundation for the 2 countries to enhance further the collaboration. Of course, when we are talking about the market of Switzerland, Switzerland is a country of 9 million people. It may not be big, but I think what we are trying to do in terms of our export to Switzerland is, of course, we are trying to bring the potential Indonesian export products. And I'm very glad to let you know that now we have a number of Indonesian restaurants serving Indonesian foods only in some cities in Switzerland. And also we have a coffee shop that is only serving coffee bean from Indonesia.
Oh,
if you go
nice.
to Zurich, you have one. If you go to Aarau, you also have one. So in terms of investment, I think people may not aware that Switzerland is a home for a small and medium-sized industries, which is very much backed by a strong technological innovation, and also innovation in terms of making the industry carbon neutral. So this is one of the potential that we would like to promote, as Indonesia would like also to become the hub of global supply chains in terms of advanced technology industries. And I think we are also fortunate this year, by the end of September to the beginning of October, we will have the visit of the federal counselor. He's actually the minister, but at the same time, he's also the vice president of Switzerland, who will visit Indonesia, bringing more than 20 CEO. And hopefully, this will certainly create a momentum for the 2 countries to enhance further. And of course, next year, it will be a big celebration between Indonesia and Switzerland. And I hope that, more and more Indonesians understand more about the innovative industries from Switzerland, as well as the unique technology that provided by Switzerland that will enable Indonesia to become one of the very important hub for industries in our region.
Mr. Ambassador, our conversation has been nothing but enlightening. We don't want to take more of your time, though, because we understand this must be a really busy day. So to conclude our conversation, maybe you can give us a quick message to all Indonesians that are living in Switzerland and in Liechtenstein as they're celebrating the 80th anniversary of Indonesia's independence. Go ahead, Mr. Ambassador.
Well, as always, Independence Day is a celebration that really welcomed by the Indonesian abroad enthusiastically. They will certainly, ready to celebrate, to attend the ceremony of, especially the flag raising ceremony, and also giving respect to the red and white flag. So I think I would like to call to all of the Indonesians who live here in Switzerland and Liechtenstein, and also Indonesian all over the world. We are a big country. We should never stop loving our country. And I think we are moving to the right direction. And, what we need to do, of course, continued strength and unity among Indonesians wherever they are. So I just witnessed today when we are singing the Indonesia Raya. So I think it was really very solemn. And when we play the music of the song of Tanah Airku, I think so many of Indonesians are also having their tears in their eyes. So this is really indicate how they love Indonesia so much.
Oh, that's good to hear. Although so far away in Switzerland and Liechtenstein, but Indonesia is still in their hearts.
Thank you so much, Mr. Ambassador.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Merdeka. All the best and Merdeka.
Far away from home, but close to your heart.
Oh, that's beautiful, Uli.
So let's move on to our next diaspora from Russia. We have Ria Mahaputri. Hello, Ria Mahaputri. Can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear.
Okay, thank you for making the time to talk to us. So, Ria, let's start with you. We understand that you are studying international relations at Kazan Federal University in Russia. Tell us how life has been for you as an Indonesian student in Kazan.
As Indonesian student in Kazan, actually this is my last years because I live here almost 3 years. This is the last years I still live in Kazan. I feel is meaningful in here because have a lot of opportunity I get here, even talks in here is really struggle because of the Russian language is very difficult for me, but my friends is very friendly to help me.
Okay, so Ria, this year is the 80th Independence Day of Indonesia. Did you celebrate it in Kazan or maybe at the Indonesian embassy or with your Indonesian friends there? And tell us, what was that like for you?
Unfortunately, I live in Kazan, so there is for currently there is no Independence Day, but for tomorrow we have trip together with the Indonesian people in here, student Indonesia, to wearing the batiks. This is like representative of our culture in Indonesia to all of people that joins. There is like brings young leaders in here. So I think this is the little things that we can contribution for Indonesia, how we are representative about Indonesian cultures, about youth and reads, about history of our batiks, the meaningful batik.
All right, that sounds amazing. Thank you so much for keeping Indonesia close to your heart, although you're so far away in Kazan. And we wish you all the best in the celebration for Indonesia's independence. Thank you.
Thank you, Ria Merdeka. And now let's move on to our next diaspora in Turkey. We have Wanda Hamida. Hello, Wanda. Can you hear us?
Hello, Wanda in Turkey.
Yes, hello. Hello, everyone.
Hello. Thank you for making the time to talk to us. So
I'm so
tell
happy.
us
I'm
a little bit
good.
about
How are
yourself,
you?
Wanda.
How about you?
What made you go to Turkey? What are you studying there? What are you doing there? Tell us a little bit more about yourself.
Okay, thank you for the question, and Thank you for opportunity for me today. Um, my name is Wanda Hamida. I'm original from Pekanbaru, Riau province in Indonesia. I think my province so famous right now in the world because traditional road race you can call pacu jalur. Yeah, if you know about pacu jalur, that's my province.
Oh,
And
wow.
then
Oh,
now I
Pacu
live.
really?
jalur.
Pacu Jalur, can you show us of the Aura farming movement to make sure we are talking about the same Pacu Jalur?
Like this.
Right.
All right.
Exactly.
You're talking about the same Pacu Jalur then.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. No, I live in Sparta, Turkey for 4 years, and Alhamdulillah, I'm graduate in here. So I'm so happy today because for Independence Day celebration to Indonesia in Ankara.
Okay,
That's good to
that's
hear.
nice.
Yeah.
Now, although you're living
Yeah.
far away from home in Ankara, Turkey, I'm sure you still have many wishes and hopes for Indonesia as a country. Maybe you can share them with us today, Wanda, so we can all wish for them all together to happen to Indonesia on this 80th anniversary of our independence. What's your wish for Indonesia, Wanda?
Yeah, okay, thank you. I hope Indonesia becomes stronger, more united and peaceful and prosperous for all. Yeah, I think so. Sorry, I'm so nervous because this first time for me.
Okay. Wanda, we're not going to take more of your time. We're sure you're so busy, but we'd
Yes.
like to thank you so much for
Go
making the
back to
time
Pacu Jalur,
to
right?
talk to us. And we wish you nothing but the best for
Come
you
to
and your
Rio,
studies.
okay?
Thank you, Wanda.
Thank you, Wanda.
All the
Take
best.
care.
Merdeka.
Okay, bye bye.
Merdeka.
Nice to meet you.
Likewise. Okay, now from Turkey, let's go back home, Siska Becker, and visit other areas of Indonesia as well.
All right, so we're going to go to Gorontalo, where there's a flag lowering ceremony marking Indonesia's 80th Independence Day right there at the province of Gorontalo. Now, Eka Kamalasari is with us now live from Gorontalo to tell us more about this monumental occasion. Go ahead, Eka, please tell us more.
Thank you, Siska and Uli. The ceremony took place at official residence of Gorontalo Governor with civil servant, members of the military and police taking part in the event. Members of the public were also present witnessing the event with pride. Gorontalo Vice Governor Gorontalo Governor Gusnar Ismail acted as the ceremony's inspector for the local government and its people. Independence Day represents a symbol of unity and a driving force towards progress. And then the provincial government continues its efforts to improve people's welfare through food security on programs focused on rice and corn, infrastructure improvements, and human resource development. This initiative reflects a deep commitment to honoring the legacy of Indonesian heroes who sacrificed everything presented by students celebrating the spirit and struggle promise of a strong future generation. Eka Kamalasari reporting from Gorontalo with camera person Hashim Maruf.
Thank you so much, Eka Kamalasari, for the report. Wishing you nothing but the best and everything continues to be successful for today's celebration. Okay. And now let's continue our dialogue for today.
So first of all, Captain Dina, let us thank you for your patience. Thank you so much for
Thank you for the
bearing with
patience.
us.
Been a quite packed time slot.
It's a very eventful day
I can
here
imagine
at
because
the
around
studio.
in the world now they're celebrating Indonesian Independence Day.
I know. I think one of the messages we want to convey to our viewers is that Indonesia is so much more than just a country. It is the people.
Yes.
And the people are scattered all around the world. And although we are, separated by thousands of miles, but we are united in our spirit of Merah Putih, of red and white. What are you feeling so far, looking at all those different stories from different parts of the world?
From all over the world, and
Yeah.
it brings me memories also when I'm also still sailing
Oh.
outside of Indonesia, and I
That's
miss
right.
the food, I miss the situation,
Wow.
and then like you say that
Yeah.
what brings us is our heart. We really love Indonesia, and then everywhere we go, we try to like expose our nation and then
Yeah.
introduce our culture to the people.
That's true.
Yeah.
So
That's true.
That's the major thing about being abroad. I mean, you can take someone out of Indonesia, but you can never
can't
take Indonesia out
out
of
of
that
someone.
person,
Yeah.
right?
And it's also great when you have the opportunity to travel within Indonesia as well, because sometimes you stay, say, in Jakarta, but you haven't seen other parts of Indonesia. And Indonesia is beautiful. That's
so
why
big.
it's so important for us to take care of our marines and also our climate in Indonesia.
Yeah.
Also, speaking about climate, let's talk to Kanya that we have on live Zoom at the moment.
Yes.
Thank you for being patient with us.
Thank you, Ms. Kanya, for staying with us.
The question to you is, you study science and climate, and you also run Cerita Iklim to share research with the public. Now, what problem that are you trying to solve with this work?
So I'm actually not exactly learning about climate in my education, but my background is in engineering, so mainly chemical engineering, bioprocess engineering. But I'm joining this community in Cerita Iklim because we are all interested to educate the young people in Indonesia so they can learn more about climate change. And because a lot of the resources that are available online are in English, we want to translate them into Indonesia, and we turn them into podcasts, we turn them into content in Instagram, so it's more accessible to the young people. And hopefully, the more young people are educated, then the more they have a voice in the government as well.
All right. I mean, it's interesting to learn that actually your academic background is more in engineering. So what prompted your interest in learning more about the climate and then moving forward in sharing that knowledge?
With Cerita Iklim.
With Cerita Iklim.
Which means stories about climate.
Yes. Could you tell us how it all started?
Yeah. So it all started by my friends. Her name is Dita, and she was the one who actually built Cerita Iklim. But I joined later on as the head of journal review team. And I think it came from the desire to educate young people about climate change, because although it's a problem that needs to be tackled by everyone, not just people who study climate, but also people who have engineering background, people who have social background or economics background. I think they all can contribute something to tackle this issue together. So I think that is why it was built at the first place.
So now we have a question to both our guests. So this year is Indonesia's 80th Independence Day. So we talk about freedom a little bit, freedom in so many areas in Indonesia. What does it mean for you personally? Is it freedom from accidents at sea or freedom from climate disasters? Tell us more about your opinion on the subject. Maybe you can start with you, Captain.
For me, for the freedom, like in Indonesia now, we have a lot of course, we are unity by the sea.
Right.
We are not only island, but we unity by the sea. But until now, we still have a lot of incident at sea.
The latest we heard in Bali.
In Bali, capsizing,
Yeah.
and it actually broke my heart to see this kind of things still happening. And then that's actually also bring me to create one of the program about the navigating through maritime, also to introduce about the maritime to the young people in Indonesia, because every time they ask my profession, I'm a captain, I'm a seafarer, is that some kind of profession like that? They said, oh my God, they even don't know that there is a seafarer behind all this kind of things. So that's why I'm preparing to create a podcast about the maritime. Is from A to Z about maritime, not only about seafarer, but also about our culture, about our nenek moyangku orang pelaut.
Right.
So I'm really want to talk about that, so everybody know also that we are maritime country, where archipelago and maritime is our backbone of the nation.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the freedom for me is so everybody also embrace our country as a maritime country. So
Okay.
that's, I think, from 2014, President Jokowi already talked about the porous maritime, and our goals actually in 2045 about Indonesia becoming the mercusuar dunia in maritime. So I think this is one small step for me from the professional talking about the maritime based on my experience in Indonesia maritime and also international background.
Indeed. You must keep us updated when the podcast is on,
Yes,
because we would love to
sure.
have you back to talk about it.
Sure.
All right,
I
so
will.
we've learned so much about what different Indonesians in different parts of the world are doing in the celebration, and we'll be talking to even more Indonesians from different parts of the world. But for now, we'll take a short break. Don't go anywhere. The special program for Indonesia's Independence Day will be right back right here on TVRI World.
Stay close. Welcome back. Welcome back to today's celebration. Bersatu Berdaulat Rakyat Sejahtera Indonesia Maju. Unity and sovereignty, prosperity for the people, progress for the nation as well.
We are back here in our special program on TVRI World, celebrating the 80th anniversary of Indonesia's independence. For the first part of the program, we've been talking to a number of diasporas living in different parts of the world, and also ambassadors from different countries, all explaining to us their festive celebrations, celebrating today's monumental day for Indonesia, 80 years of independence.
80 years of independence. Now, speaking about 80 years of independence, we also have panelists today in the studio to talk to us about what it means to be Indonesians, what it means to have the freedom from their perspective of their profession. And we talked earlier with Captain Dina Christina Tanjung, a marine operations and safety expert. And we have also now online Ms. Kanya Citahani Alivia of Cerita Iklim. So, continuing our conversation to Ms. Kanya Citahani Alivia, tell us your perspective about what freedom means to you from the perspective of your profession. Go ahead.
I think freedom from the climate action perspective is that we want to make sure that everyone is free from the impacts that can harm their livelihood due to climate change. And we want all of us to take action against it. And because even though we are all merdeka or independent as a country now, a lot of our vulnerable groups are still affected greatly by the climate change, such as the indigenous community and farmers and fishers. So I think to be truly free as a country, we have to take attention to these such groups.
So, Ms. Kanya, when you read climate research, what is the one study that really shocked you, and how did you explain it in a simple language to the public?
So because I'm the head of the journal review team, so my specific team is in charge of reading journals and researches about climate change, and we transform them into like bite-sized Instagram posts. And I think one of the most memorable one was about the indigenous community in Kalimantan. So we show that there's this project called Red Plus. It's like a reforestation and deforestation program. It's like an international thing, but the pilot program is in Kalimantan, and they aim to involve indigenous community in the program to tackle deforestation. And in the implementation was quite not as smooth as expected, but this program, it highlights the importance of letting the indigenous community to be the main actors in these regulations and actions against climate change.
Wow, it's quite interesting to hear how to read something so complicated and to make it easier to understand in the layman terms, which brings me to my next question to Captain Dina. If you have to explain shipping safety levels to a teenager, what would you say?
First, maybe I will explain to them the shipping first. What is actually meaning with the shipping? The transportation of the goods from one, we call it point A to point B.
To point B, so one location to another location.
So the point A to point B, we have to send it with our basic rules is to safely sending the goods safe to environment. The cargo is safe, and then the asset is safe. So this is the basic rules of sending and transport the goods to the sea. Via sea. So the basic is what is safe actually. Safe, that means the goods is from point A, the condition is like this, and the other part, the condition is also same. And then during the transportation, it's not making any harm to the people, to the environment, also to the asset itself.
That sounds like a very important job with quite a lot of stress included in the job as well. So tell us more about it.
Because point A to point B is not only one straight line. You can imagine from Jakarta to New York. It's not one straight line. It's from different continent. It's from tropical to the subtropics, to from the equator to the north. And then it's spending hours, like maybe with flying is 24 hours, but by sea, it can be count on month. Then the sea is so rough.
Yes.
Yeah.
Then you have to maintain all the goods, all the people, all the asset is safely during transportation. So you make sure before you go to the sea, you already prepared your vessel, your people. They have a good logistic, good vessel, and then everything is, we call it seaworthiness to sail to the destination.
Seaworthiness to sail to the destination.
Wow.
Okay.
So that is the basic thing. Seaworthiness to Singapore is different. Seaworthiness to the New York. Seaworthiness to the Europe, it will be different. So make sure that when you go sailing, prepare as the destination required, and what will you face during the journey. So I think it's about life also. When we will go somewhere, prepare yourself to go to that kind of
that sounds very interesting, Cap. So hold that thought about seaworthiness, where now we move on to newsworthiness. Let's go to Yogyakarta. In celebration of this year's Independence Day, people in Yogyakarta enthusiastically follows a number of agendas hosted by the local provincial government, including the flag lowering ceremony. To know more on that from the outside of Gedung Agung Presidential Palace, Yogyakarta, joining us live is TVRI World reporter Aryo Bagus. Hello, Aryo. Merdeka.
Merdeka.
Hi, Uli, and also Siska. Merdeka from Yogyakarta Special Region. Now I'm standing and reporting live outside Gedung Agung Presidential Palace at Malioboro Street, Yogyakarta Special Region, where people are gathering here to follow a series of agenda held by local government of Yogyakarta Special Region to celebrate this year's Independence Day. And yes, that's correct. People are enthusiastic to follow such agenda. Started this morning earlier at 10 a.m. inside Gedung Agung Presidential Palace, Yogyakarta Special Region, where the flag hoisting ceremony took place at 10 a.m. In this Gedung Agung Presidential Palace, preceded by Jogja Fashion Carnival, or GFC 2025. And speaking about GFC, or Jogja Fashion Carnival 2025, there are various artists from across Indonesia, namely not only from Yogyakarta Special Region, but also from Banyuwangi, East Java, and then East and also Central Kalimantan, as well as from Jakarta, where all of the artists showcase showcasing their creative art to the people who have gathered here at Malioboro Street to witness such celebration in this area. And also not only from across Indonesia, but also there are artists from abroad, such as from Malaysia, the Philippines, and also from Zimbabwe, Nigeria, where they are also showcasing their creative arts to the people of Yogyakarta, to show their culture, to show their art to the people from across the country who have gathered here at Malioboro Street, Yogyakarta Special Region. And now I will try to find someone to discuss about Independence Day. I will try to find youth to know their perspective, their points of view about Independence Day. Well, I guess I will try to interview this person. Hello, good afternoon. Do you have any time by any chance? Okay. What is your name and where are you from?
Hi, my name is Bilvi. I came from Gunung Kidul.
Okay, so now you're currently at Jalan Malioboro, Yogyakarta to witness such Jogja Fashion Carnival and also follow a series of agenda held by local government. Okay, now talk about Independence Day. I assume you are from young generation, so I'm curious about what does Independence Day mean to you as a youth?
Okay, so as far as I know, as much as I know, is Independence Day is a day for us to commemorate our founding fathers who have reached and achieved our independence. But for us now, in this time and era, independence means that we have the chance to dream, to study, or even to work, and to able to have free speech.
All right, so as a young generation, do you think that we have already reached the level of independence now?
For that, kind of a hard question, but I think we are not on that level yet, not that highest independence yet, but I for sure wish that we can achieve that highest level of independence.
All right. Lastly, again, as a young generation, what is the biggest hope? What is the biggest wish for our local government, for the people, for Indonesian, for all of the people who are celebrating Independence Day this year?
Generally speaking, I wish and I also hope that today, as we commemorate our 18th Independence Day, I hope that we can unite and we can build that unity stronger and together as our slogan, Bhinneka Tunggal Ika.
All right, so unity and diversity, or Bhinneka Tunggal Ika, right? Okay, thank you so much, Bilfi, for taking your time to discuss about Independence Day means to you. Thank you so much. And Uli and also Siska, that wraps our report live from Yogyakarta. One last thing that I will share to you from Yogyakarta, that the flag lowering ceremony will take place at around 5 p.m. And now currently the Jogja Fashion Carnival, as well as a lot of performance inside the Gedung Agung Presidential Palace is currently ongoing now. And there are a lot of there are a lot of people gathered here outside Gedung Agung President's Palace to witness such agenda. And yeah, again, that wraps our report live from Yogyakarta. Uli and Siska, back to you and Merdeka.
Aryo Bagus for your lively reporting there from Malioboro. Glad to know you're having fun there with fellow Jogjans. They're celebrating Indonesia independence. All the best to you, Aryo Bagus.
Thank you,
so
Aryo
much.
Bagus.
Merdeka.
Merdeka. And now let's move on to our next Zoom interview. We have His Excellency Rahmat Budiman, Republic of Indonesia Ambassador to Thailand. Hello, Ambassador. Thank you for making the time to talk to us. Merdeka, sir.
Merdeka from Jakarta.
So, Mr. Ambassador, earlier this year, we heard that you met with Bangkok's governor and you proposed a tree planting ceremony to mark the 75 years of Indonesia and Thailand ties. Could you tell us more about it?
Thank you, Mas Uli Hadi. Actually, our activities not only planting the trees, as also invited by the governors of Bangkok, but there is so many activities we already organize from the sport competitions, and then on the 30th of this August will be a kind of bazaar and also celebrating with the Indonesian citizen and also diaspora here in Thailand. And on the 20th of August, there will be the diplomatic receptions, will be attended by high-rank officials from the Thailand government and also from all the diplomatic corps and all stakeholders here in Bangkok. And as of the planting trees by the government is still ongoing process. So we haven't done that, maybe in the next few months.
All right, that's interesting to learn. Now, Mr. Ambassador, we know that Indonesia and Thailand are really close partners with each other. We are both founding members of the ASEAN, and we're also each other's biggest trading partners in the ASEAN framework. But please let us know more about what are the highlights now in terms of strengthening the ties between our countries, and maybe you can share with us what is your biggest talking points in making sure that the relationship between Indonesia and Thailand can only get stronger, especially today on the Anniversary of Independence.
Yes, this year's celebrations of our independence is very special for us, since it is not only the celebrating our anniversary of the 80th independence, but also coincides with the 75th diplomatic relations with Thailand, which is started since 7 of March 1950. So there are a lot of activities, since you know that Indonesia and Thailand are the first and second economies, the biggest economies in ASEAN. So the trade between Indonesia and Thailand is very good. To 2024, the amount is 18 billion US dollar. And it is good because at the time the situation is just started from the COVID-19 pandemic. And the relation is also back to years ago, even before Indonesian independence. And as you may know that the king of Chulalongkorn, the fifth king, is already visited Java since 1871, 1896 and 1901. And there's so many communication in terms of the cultural trade between Indonesia and Thailand. And no, it's not only on the trade, but also in the investment and the culture. And the most important thing is the collaborations in the education and also research. There's so many students from Indonesia coming to Thailand for studying here. And I think the numbers are almost 1,000. The numbers increasing every year.
Okay. 1,000 students from Indonesia learning in Thailand. That's encouraging.
Very interesting. Now, speaking about the relationship between Indonesia and Thailand and also the collaboration in the economy, we heard that in July you spoke at the Indonesia Investment and Trade Forum in Bangkok. So what message did you want Thai businesses to take away from investing in Indonesia, sir?
Yes, as you know that Indonesia is a huge market. And we invite those businessmen from Thailand to invest in Indonesia. And so far, there is a big company from Thailand already invested in in Indonesia, namely the Charon Pokpan and also SCG and also Banpu, and also in banking. From Bangkok Bank to the Kasikorn Bank is already operated in Indonesia. So that's why I invite more Thai businessmen to invest in Indonesia and looking for the successful of the big company of Thailand, which is already invested in Indonesia since more than 2 decades.
Okay, maybe you can be more specific, sir, in telling us which sectors, which industries are Thai business people most interested in terms of investing in Indonesia. That may be an opportunity also for business people in Indonesia to provide the market to Thai business people.
Green energy, digital, petrokimia, and also food.
Wow. Okay. It's so interesting to learn that Indonesia and Thailand has a lot of things in common. As Siska mentioned earlier, we were both the founding members of the ASEAN. And actually this year, Indonesia celebrates its 80th Independence Day, and ASEAN marks 60 years since its founding in Bangkok. Now, how do you see these two anniversaries coming together in your work there as an ambassador?
Yes, on the 8th of August, we gathered together here in one of the big park, Lumpini Parks. and we, together with other member states and also with the Corps Diplomatics in Thailand, we celebrated the ASEAN as establishments, and we run for about, it's very short run, but it's very important to get together with all diplomatic corps and all stakeholders here in Thailand. So we did not a marathon, but just only jogging in the Lumpini Park. And we also get together in terms of communicating with all the members of ASEAN here, which is already most, including Timor-Leste, we have already gathering with all the ambassador and the corps diplomatics from ASEAN member states.
Finally, Mr. Ambassador, as we are celebrating today's 17th of August 2025, what are the special message that you want to send from Bangkok to Indonesians at home and abroad about our partnership between Indonesia and Thailand?
Let's make it stronger and stronger to make Indonesian advance.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Ambassador. We wish you all the best and good health to you as well.
Yes, once again, Merdeka.
Merdeka, sir.
Thank you. Merdeka. Thank you.
Okay, from Thailand, and now we are going to take you home to a national monument. We have our reporter, TVRI World reporter Shafira Junior, live. Hello, Shafira. Go ahead.
Tell us what's going on there at the National Monument. We hear that you've been there since early morning.
Yes.
So there should be a lot to report. Go ahead.
Where the Indonesia's 80th Independence Day celebration wrapped up smoothly. Crowds came dressed in vibrant traditional attire, adding color to the festivities. Throughout the morning, a variety of events took place, including an impressive aerial demonstration performed by the Indonesian Air Force as part of the 80th Independence Day proclamation ceremony at the Merdeka Palace in Jakarta. As of now, Siska Uli, the traffic remains well under control, allowing visitors to enjoy food stalls and also activities around the area without major congestions. And that's what we have for now, Siska Uli. From the National Monument and its surrounding area, Safira Junior with camera person Adri Handira reporting for TVRI World. Back to you now at the studio.
Shafira Junior, thank you for the report. And we are happy that you have the chance to witness firsthand about what's happening in the National Monument. Let us remind you, a gentle reminder, that traffic will be a little bit different this evening, starting from 6 p.m.
Okay.
Yeah.
So go right ahead. Have an enjoyable afternoon there at Central Jakarta in the National Monument, Shafira.
Okay. And now let's move on to our dialogue again.
Let's go back to our guests. Maybe we can go back to Captain Dina, who was explaining to us the complexities of her work.
Seaworthiness.
Seaworthiness.
Yes, let's continue that topic.
Yes.
Seaworthiness.
Yes, that was really interesting. I mean, it's quite enlightening to hear this profession being held by a woman nonetheless. It must be a challenge in itself because I'm sure it's an industry that is quite dominated
by
male figures,
dominated industry.
Has it been an obstacle for you personally?
Of course, in the past, I'm sure it's still having there, but in the past, seeing a woman when I'm travel abroad, selling outside, all the question, are you really officer? Are you a seafarer? They are really shocking and cannot cover in their mind that some woman willing to go to the sea and facing the...
Because life on ocean is hard and it's grueling and it's challenging.
Challenging.
But also for Captain Ocean is home.
That's true.
That's the words. The ocean is home for us.
What is it about ocean that makes you feel that it is your home and makes you at peace?
I feel calm and I feel really belong to there.
And ocean could be really beautiful as well. I remember when I had a chance to live on board this one time. So we were traveling around eastern Indonesia, and as Jakartans who rarely happen the experience to be on board, that was such an eye-opening experience to see the sea, how beautiful it was. You know, it's amazing. So, what's the longest time that you've been in a ship?
Internship 11 months
11
is the
months.
longest
Almost
before.
Wow, that's almost a year.
Yeah.
Okay, tell us more about that journey.
That's when I'm still like a third officer that time in Singapore-based company.
Okay.
So actually, my contract is to 8 months that time, but it extended, and I'm just happily extend also because, and then I see more Singapore, Malaysia rather than Indonesia at that time, and ASEAN as well. We are not sailing to Indonesia, so only to that Asian part.
All right.
Except Indonesia at that time.
Okay.
So that is, I'm in on board is 12 nationality.
12 nationalities,
12 nationalities.
Different nationalities.
Yes.
Okay.
We are a mix of Indonesia, Singapore, Malaysia, Filipino, Pakistan, Bangladeshi, Ghanaian even, and Nigerian, Korean even also.
So surely you have conversation with all these shipmates that you had about, about the marine, about those issues. So from your conversation, do you find that actually all these countries are facing the same issues as we are in Indonesia, or there are issues that like specific Indonesia that you feel is important to be talked about?
We're facing a lot of different issues. So there we acknowledge each other country issues. So we are also feeling like supporting each other. But Indonesian issue is quite unique actually.
Okay. Can you name some of them that you think are the biggest issues that we face right now?
In maritime or professional? Okay, in maritime, like you see, seaworthiness, that we go back to this word. Seaworthiness means when the vessel ready to sail, everything is in good condition and excellent.
A certain standard must be
that's
followed.
A standard. That means to prevent the accident or incident happening. But we still see a lot of incident and accident happening. So the basic question is whether the vessel is actually really seaworthiness to go and doing their journey actually.
Right.
Okay. And
So,
how would you think is the best way, the best solution?
To
make sure that
the things is like Indonesia is so big, and then not many people interested in maritime, and then even we are,
which is ironic because we are a maritime country.
Because Indonesia is dominated by sea, not by land.
Yeah, this is the ironic. That's why, like I told you, I think I have to speak out now because I'm kind of person like to walk behind the scene. I don't like actually to like elaborate my or express my idea. But now
you're starting
I
a podcast now, so
yeah, that is actually like some calling is still happening. I'm already like been in industry and expertise in some of operation. I know what is missing here, what is lack here because I'm like grow up in the outside of Indonesia industries, and also when I was in the oil and gas, it's also not Indonesian-based company, it's all foreign company. So I learned a lot from them that which is not yet applied here. So that's why I'm starting to like promoting, encouraging, emphasize about what is maritime, what is the basic business process, back to the basic again, seaworthiness, that you have to send the goods in basic manners. Seaworthiness, safe is the key. But this basic, like sadly, we are already like 88th celebration of independence, but we are still facing the basic things in shipping industry. So this is still sad for me to see that happening.
It's quite urgent to, to be addressed as soon as possible.
Urgent. I'm doing what I'm doing now is actually also because I feel the urgency because we are going towards like 2045. It's like 20 years from now. So I have to start it.
Yes.
That's an eye-opening. Thank you, Captain, for opening our eyes about the urgency about this issue. And speaking about being urgent, that issue that is also very important is also climate.
Of course.
And we have Ms. Kanya to talk to us
it's
about
actually
it.
Together.
It's actually related to one another.
Exactly. I think you're facing somewhat of a similar challenge.
Yes, that's why I'm interesting also to listen to her.
Yeah,
absolutely.
But I'm also talking about the same idea, but in different
perspective.
Yes.
Okay.
So what do you think, Ms. Kanya? Do you think there is a similarity in your situation with Captain Dina in terms of there's an urgency in tackling the issue, but there's a lack of interest in a lot of people, especially in key figures, to actually doing some action on this matter. What do you think, Ms. Kanya?
Yeah, certainly. There's climate change is like a very important and urgent issues to tackle. And however, I think the interest in this issue is growing recently, especially in the younger generations. I think they are more aware of the impacts that it has on their future because they're the ones facing the brunt of the effect because the older generations they were the ones who were building this country and building it towards industrialization. But over time, they realized that, oh, if we advance this nation too far, then this economic growth may not be sustainable in the long run if we do not transform into renewable energy, if we do not tackle climate change issues. And I think the interest is growing, but we certainly need more focus and implementation by the government as well.
So, Ms. Kanya, just like our conversation with Captina, who tell us the story about having colleagues from all over the world, surely you have also colleagues from all over the world discussing about the climate issues in different countries. But from those discussions, are there any specific Indonesia issues that you think are so important to be told, to be put into a story so people are more aware of it? And it's urgent. It needs to be listened to, and something has to be done in this year of 2025. Ms. Kanya.
Okay. Yeah, so our community is mainly Indonesians, but Indonesians that live, some of them are diaspora, such as me. I'm currently studying in the UK, and also there are some of my colleagues, they're studying in other countries as well, and some in Indonesia. And sorry, what was the question again? So it was the main thing that Indonesia needs to tackle, I think, because recently we heard reports on how the air pollution has affected the respiratory issues, giving respiratory issues to children because the air pollution was really severe in Jakarta, for example. I think that kind of report really highlights how climate change can affect our bodies if we do not make the move to tackle it. I think that's the type of news that needs to be highlighted because the media, they have the role to spotlight the issues and give the people the knowledge, like you have to take attention to this kind of issues.
So if you would like to ask if any of our listeners who wants to know more about your work, can you share with us also your social media and Instagram so people could take a look at that while hearing about this conversation as it goes on this talk show today?
Yeah, so you can also follow us on Instagram. It's cerita.iklim. That's mainly where we do our work. But we are also on Spotify. If you want to listen to our podcast, it's Cerita Iklim. And in this Instagram, we also publish if we will have any webinars coming up in the future. So stay tuned and follow us so you can stay updated on climate change issues.
Okay,
right, thank you,
hold
Ms.
that thought. So while we are checking Cerita Iklim, it's also time for us to check out what's happening at the Merdeka Palace at the moment.
Yes, I believe there are some musical performances going on now. The celebration continues for the 80th Independence celebration. And of course, we're now seeing someone who's very familiar. There's Kikan there, singing. And if you can have some audio feed, that would be great to exactly know what she's singing right now. But I'm sure that this is part of the celebration, and also while waiting for the preparation for the lowering of the flag ceremony that will take place later on in the afternoon right there at the Presidential Palace.
It has become also sort of a tradition at the Merdeka Palace, where in the afternoon we have a lot of entertainment, a lot of artists, a lot of musicians from all over the country. Comes to the Istana Merdeka to play music for the people. And it's just a very nice ambience to be able to see all the guests and also the people actually. Some of them are allowed to be in the Merdeka Palace as well, along with the luminaries to witness the flag lowering ceremony. Okay, let's take a look about what's happening now at the Istana Merdeka.
Indonesia merdeka di hari ini. Oke, baiklah. Setelah ini kami akan membawakan satu lagu yang kami yakin pasti semua hafal dengan lagu ini.
Audience are enjoying entertainment at Merdeka Palace, looking festive. People are looking like they're having fun, and I must also comment on the costume that they're wearing. It looks really good.
Yes, they do look really sharp. Not as sharp as we are looking, though, Uli.
We are the sharpest, I believe, Siska
we
Becker.
have to commend
Nothing
ourselves.
goes sharper than this, unless, but
I'm feeling the sharpness in my head right now, actually.
Well, okay, let's talk to one of our sharp reporter from Central Sulawesi that marked Indonesia's 80th Independence Day with a solemn flag-raising ceremony in Palu this morning. So, held under heavy rain in just hours after a magnitude 6.0 earthquake shook the region. Muhammad Arif Ismail is live with us from Central Sulawesi. So, Arif, go ahead.
Well, hello, Uli and Siska. Good afternoon from Palu, the capital of Central Sulawesi. The flag-raising ceremony this morning marked Indonesia's 80th anniversary in Central Sulawesi was held in a solemn atmosphere despite heavy rain. The Governor Anwar Hafid acted as inspector of the flag ceremony, which took place in the courtyard of the Provincial Governor's Office. Around 3,000 guests attended the ceremony, including provincial officials, civil servants, police, military personnel, as well as former governor of Central Sulawesi. Although the rain poured down throughout morning, the ceremony led by a governor proceeded without disruption. Participants' spirit remained unwavering, with the flag-raising troop bravely hoisting the red and white national flag. In his address, Governor Anwar Hafid stressed commemoration of independence should serve as a momentum to continue innovating, collaborating, and working hard to realize vision and mission of the provincial government. Earlier this morning, Central Sulawesi was struck by a magnitude 6.0 earthquake in Poso, just hours before Independence Day celebrations. Its epicenter located 18 kilometers northwest of the district at a depth of 20 kilometers. Meteorology, Climatology, and Geophysics Agency confirmed there was no tsunami threat. Nevertheless, residents urged to remain vigilant for possible aftershocks. Back to this morning's Independence Day celebration, the commemoration showcases paintings by local artists whose works cover abstract, realist, and surrealist traditions. The pieces explore themes ranging from politics, humanitarian concerns, natural disaster, and wider challenges facing the nation. Among them is a portrait of King Tombolo Tutu, the historic ruler of Palu. This year's Independence Day is also being marked as a moment to rebuild facilities for local artists, with fresh support being extended to artistic community. The initiative is strongly backed by the governor after many of the facilities were destroyed in the 2018 earthquake and tsunami. Muhammad Arif Ismail and the camera person Fitra reporting live from Central Sulawesi. Over to you in the studio, Uli and Siska.
Yes.
Thank you, Arif. Merdeka, and be safe. Stay safe. Okay. Speaking about safety, let's talk to our captain here about seaworthiness, about safety, about being on the ship for months. You said that the longest time you've been there for 11 months.
Wow.
How do you stay safe and healthy and sane under a lot of those pressure for that period of time?
That is before my married time. So I'm still young and I'm still free. So I think I'm enjoying the time in there. And then also because I'm the only woman also on board.
Were you the only woman on board at that time?
Yes.
Okay.
How was that like for you?
Yes.
Of course, there is pro and cons. Some people seeing me like, why you are coming here? Like you will taken also my job, something like that.
Oh, wow.
And I have to show them that
So there's competition also from some people.
Of course.
Okay.
Even though, like, I'm not
Some
disturbing
people
your
think you're not
position.
seaworthy.
Yes. Yes,
Right?
of course. They're still commenting like,
Yeah.
you woman, you're not supposed to be at sea.
Yeah.
You're supposed to be at home or doing something.
How did you deal with that?
I said like now I think a lot of men already taking over my job, becoming a cook, chef, a salon, a designer. So I also take over their job. I just answer it like that. So they're also like, oh, okay.
You didn't take it too seriously.
No,
or just,
don't take it serious.
Okay, okay. All right. Now let's go to Miss Kanya,
Yes.
who's also still joining us live from Zoom. Now, Miss Kanya, earlier Captain Dina explained to us that she has this unique position as being someone who really cares about maritime safety issues, and being from Indonesia, which is a maritime country, which gives her a unique perspective and also experience. Now, how about you, Miss Kanya? Coming from Indonesia and being so active in climate issues, does it give you a special advantage? And what do you think of Indonesia's unique position as well to be part of the movement that actually take climate actions right now and also in the future?
Yeah, I think it is Indonesia as a country. We have our vast natural resources. We also have a unique position in our geographical conditions. We are part of the Ring of Fire. We have a lot of seas. We are maritime countries, such as Captain Dina mentioned. And we also have a lot of rainforests. And all of this make our global positioning very unique, because the world recognizes that these are the things that need to be protected, because these are the lungs of the world, our forests and our seas. So because they want to protect the marine and forest biodiversity, they seek to collaborate with our government to preserve them. And we also have a lot of diaspora who are studying and working abroad that can be the bridge that connects Indonesia to the world, and providing our local perspective, local wisdom into the international discourses about climate issues. So I think, like, because a lot of the climate change resources that I find online, it's mostly from Western countries. So it's really good to have Indonesian voice in the academic sphere of the climate discourse.
So, Ms. Kanya, for Indonesia to be strong, we need strong logistics and safety, also in the context of climate, I'm sure. So where do you see the biggest risks if we don't prepare?
Oh, I think the biggest risk, if we don't invest in the logistics and the economics of the climate action, is that we will not be prepared when climate disasters struck. Because even recently, or in the past decades, we have seen how Jakarta and other cities, they are being flooded, and a lot of the disasters that are related to climate, such as droughts as well, which are affecting the livelihoods of our people, especially farmers. They struggle to make their harvest because of these disasters. And if we are not prepared to tackle these problems, then we will not be able to survive if we get struck with even worse climate disasters in the future.
All right. Thank you for making that clear to us, Ms. Kanya. And now we are going to take you to another world tour. We're going to the Indonesian Consulate General in Melbourne that has celebrated the 80th Independence Day with diaspora and several agendas. So here is the interview from Indonesian diaspora, Zulhafidz Tadore, with Indonesia Consulate General to Melbourne, Johannes Jatmiko Heru Prasetyo.
80th anniversary of our Indonesia's Independence Day, which is a moment to honor our nation's history and to strengthen the bond among Indonesians living overseas, in particular here in Melbourne, Australia, and to know more about on how Indonesians celebrating and or commemorating the Indonesian Independence Day here in Melbourne. Joining us today, His Excellency Johannes Jatmiko Heru Prasetyo, the Consul General of the Republic of Indonesia in Melbourne, Australia. Pak Jatmiko, terima
Nice
kasih.
to meet you, Pak Jo.
Nice to meet you. Thank you for your time, and thanks for joining us today on TVRI World. I'm wondering regarding the celebration and then the commemoration of our Indonesian Independence Day here in Melbourne. What activities has the consulate in Melbourne prepared on the Independence Day?
It's quite a lot actually. I'm surprised by myself. So we have actually two concepts of activities here in Melbourne. So we have a series of sport and community events, competitions, and also the other one we have a series of collaborative activities or collaborative celebrations. For example, for the sports, we have quite a lot, such as badminton and then golf tournament. We also have e-sport as well with the students, and also we have very common games like cafe dominoes, things like that, and any other sports. But the most important thing is that it is the community and the consulate that collaborate to arrange all the events. And also for the celebrations, we have also collaborative events with City Council. We have a drone show. The drone show that also shows the logo of the 80th anniversary of the independence of the Republic of Indonesia. It was a remarkable event at the time, just in the Yara River. And also we have food festivals. Also have the music and traditional theatrical shows. All are arranging by our communities here in Melbourne.
Right. Well, so there were so many activities that been held from sports to arts, Pak Jatmiko. But I'm wondering about what activities do Indonesians enjoy the most?
Oh, the most?
Yeah. Do you know what activities do they enjoy the most?
I think that's a quite hard question because I think they all love. There's no activities that is most most loved by some community, because here the community is very close. And sometimes one person's they can be in two or three communities, so they share the passion, they share the hobby. So I think they love all the activities.
That's pretty interesting. And then I agree on that, because you're living overseas, and then meanwhile the event only like annual event. So that actually makes sense. But I'm wondering about where do they come from? But what do they only live in Melbourne, or they are coming from other cities or states?
Mostly they're living in Melbourne. In Victoria and Tasmania. We are covering Victoria and Tasmania. And also a lot of students, of course, that comes to study, because Melbourne is one of the, I think, the most prominent area for study here. And well, of course, also some visitors also here, but mostly it's based in Victoria and Tasmania.
Right. And regarding the activities and that held for specifically for Indonesia on the Indonesian Independence Day, does the Consulate General in Melbourne regularly organize activities or meeting for Indonesian citizens here in Melbourne? Jatmiko?
Yes, sure. I think that's a important question. So this kind of activities is not only happening in August. So the Consulate General in Melbourne have all round a year activities covering, particularly covering the cultural and education for the community. And also we have counselor activities as well, because we're reaching out to the community to help them, to assist them in navigating their issues in here. So basically we have quite a lot of service and also activities in collaborating with the communities here in Melbourne.
Right, Pak Jatmiko, you mentioned a little bit about the issues. I'm wondering, which leads me to my next question about: are there any problems with their employment or work permits, like Indonesians living here?
Well, things like that sometimes happens. But the most important thing is that the consulate is always here to assist, to give service to the communities whenever they need, or even before they have a problem, we also give a kind of a dissemination of information. We go to them to socialize the regulation, everything that they can reach us and also reach the local government. So they are quite fully aware on this, and I hope that there will be no there's a lot of not a lot issue on the immigration.
Right, Pak Jamiko. Lastly, what's your message to all Indonesians watching currently? Specifically here, all Indonesians in Melbourne and generally all around the world. Please.
Well, my message is one, I think, on behalf of the government of the Republic of Indonesia, and also, of course, on behalf of the Consulate General of the Republic of Indonesia in Melbourne. I wish you all happy 80th anniversary of the Independence Day of the Republic of Indonesia. This is not only a moment to remembrance and to honor our heroes, but also it's a huge opportunity for us, especially for the Indonesians that live abroad, also to strengthen our unity, and also to make this moment as a way to preserve our national identity. That explain that we have a lot of cultural performance and things like that, so that this moment also is kind of a moment, the best moment maybe, to promote Indonesia's abroad.
Right. Pak Jatmiko, thank you very much for your time. It was truly an absolute honor for us.
Pleasure.
And then thank you very much. That was His Excellency Johannes Jatmiko Heru Prasetyo, the Consul General of the Republic of Indonesia in Melbourne, Australia, which reflecting on the spirit of our Independence Day and the unity of Indonesian diaspora here in Melbourne, Australia. In the meantime, reporting from the Consulate General of the Republic of Indonesia in Melbourne, Australia, I'm Zulhafiz Tadore, and a camera person here, Van Ramadan, reporting for TVRI World, and wishing all Indonesians, wherever you are, a happy 80th anniversary of Indonesia's Independence Day.
Thank you for the report, Zulhafiz Tadore. And now let's move on to one of the most solemn moments in today's celebrations, the flag lowering ceremony at the Istana Merdeka. Let's take a look.
Pimpinan, saya ambil alih. Pasang Sagur. Gerak. Parade. Istirahat di tempat.
Hadirin dan tamu undangan yang kami hormati, pada upacara penurunan Sang Merah Putih, bertindak selaku Komandan Upacara, Kolonel Penerbang Sunar Adi Wibowo STM-Han, lahir di Gombong pada tanggal 25 Mei 1979. lulusan Akademi Angkatan Udara tahun 2002, asal daerah Kebumen, Jawa Tengah, jabatan Kepala Dinas Personil Lanut Halim Perdana Kusuma, Jakarta. Bertindak selaku Komandan Kompi Paskibraka, Kapten Infanteri Sandi Darwika Huta Gaul Estehan, lahir di Pematang, Siantar pada tanggal 26 September 1991, lulusan Akademi Militer tahun 2014, asal daerah Medan, Sumatera Utara, jabatan Kasiren Grup 1 Kopassus.
Hadirin yang kami hormati, perlu kami sampaikan bahwa pasukan penurunan Sang Merah Putih merupakan putra-putri terbaik bangsa Indonesia yang terdiri dari 38 provinsi di bawah asuhan Badan Pembinaan Ideologi Pancasila Republik Indonesia. Adapun yang bertugas sebagai pembawa baki di penurunan hari ini, Alia Sakira, asal sekolah SMA Negeri 14 Makassar, asal Provinsi Sulawesi Selatan, putri dari Bapak Jabar dan Ibu Azma Febriani. Bertindak selaku perwira upacara, Brigadir Jenderal TNI Edi Saputra SIP MHan, lahir di Kuala Simpang pada tanggal 26 Juli 1973, lulusan Akademi Militer tahun 1994, jabatan Kepala Staf Komando Garnisun Tetap 1 Jakarta.
Lapor upacara penurunan Sang Merah Putih siap dimulai. Laksanakan.
Undangan dimohon berdiri. Presiden Republik Indonesia selaku Inspektur Upacara tiba di mimbar upacara. Penghormatan kebesaran
kepada Inspektur Upacara. Hormat senjata. Crowd. Tegak senjata. Crowd.
Undangan disilahkan duduk kembali. Laporan Komandan Upacara kepada Inspektur Upacara.
Lapor upacara penurunan Sang Merah Putih siap dimulai.
Laksanakan.
Laksanakan.
Persiapan penurunan Sang Merah Putih.
Langkah tegap maju. Jalan. Belok. Kiri. Jalan. Jalan. Belok. Gerak. Jalan. Tempat. Gerak. Gerak. Hadap kiri. Gerak. Tegak senjata. Gerak. Lapor penurunan Sang Merah Putih siap.
Laksanakan.
Laksanakan. pundak kiri, senjata! Gerak! Hadap kanan! Gerak! Belok kanan, langkah tegap, maju! Jalan!
Hadap kanan, hadap kiri. Gerak!
Jalan, ditebak! Gerak! Henti! Gerak! Hadap kanan! Gerak! Belok kiri! Jalan! Jalan! Di tempat! Tegak! Senjata! Gerak! Buka! Barisan! Jalan! Henti! Gerak! Langkah, tegap, maju! Jalan! Henti! Gerak! Luruskan! Lurus! Kepada Sang Merah Putih! Hormat! Gerak! Tegak! Gerak! 3 langkah ke depan! Jalan!
Undangan dimohon berdiri.
Bendera siap!
Penghormatan kepada Sang Merah Putih dipimpin oleh Komandan Upacara.
Kepada Sang Merah Putih, hormat senjata! Gerak!
Tegak senjata. Gerak. Hadap kanan, hadap kiri, gerak. 3 langkah ke belakang, jalan. Luruskan. Lurus. Balik kanan, langkah, tegap, maju. Jalan. Balik kanan kiri. Gerak. Tutup. Barisan. Jalan. Bantai. Gerak. Belok kanan, langkah, tegap, maju.
Undangan disilakan duduk kembali.
Hadap kanan, hadap kiri. Out! Jalan, di depan. Out!
Penyerahan sang merah putih kepada Inspektur Upacara.
Penurunan sang merah putih telah dilaksanakan. Laporan selesai.
Kembali ke tempat.
Kembali ke tempat. Pundak kiri senjata! hadap, kiri. Truk. Dua kali, belok kanan, langkah, tegap, maju. Jalan. Belok kanan. Jalan. Jalan di tempat. Jalan. Bangkai. Gerak. Langkah tegap maju. Jalan. Belok kanan. Jalan.
Undangan dimohon berdiri. Andika Bayangkari. Laporan Komandan Upacara kepada Inspektur Upacara.
Upacara telah dilaksanakan. Laporan selesai.
Terima kasih. Bubarkan.
Bubarkan.
Penghormatan kebesaran.
Kepada Inspektur Upacara. Hormat senjata! Gerak! Tegak senjata!
Presiden Republik Indonesia meninggalkan mimbar upacara.
Saya ingin ucapkan penghargaan saya, terima kasih saya kepada seluruh peserta upacara dari pagi sampai sore hari ini. Saudara-saudara laksanakan upacara dengan tertib, dengan semangat. Saya bangga dengan kalian semua. Terima kasih.
Upacara telah dilaksanakan, laporan selesai. Kerjakan.
Undangan disilakan duduk kembali. Upacara selesai. Komandan upacara dapat mengistirahatkan pasukannya.
Lepas sangkur. Raut. Parade. Istirahat di tempat. Raut.
We just witnessed together the lowering of the flag ceremony right there at the Presidential Palace, which means it is the conclusion of the festivities and celebrations taking place there to celebrate the 80th independence of the Republic of Indonesia.
A beautiful and solemn moment that we witnessed together. The people were there at the Merdeka Palace, also luminaries also there. And still with us today, our guest, we have Cap Dina, who's just having a conversation with us. So what's your take on the ceremony that we just witnessed earlier, Cap?
It's so beautiful actually to witness it from here, because I think my biggest missing moment is I'm every year actually watching this in my television also at home.
Okay.
So it's some kind of remind us that nationality is not only about the celebration of independence, but the feeling of the unity as Indonesian. Is actually beautiful ceremony.
It is, and as you said, it is a very solemn moment in today's festivities, because as we see the flag lowered down, of course we all feel that our spirits will not be lowered down. Our struggles will endure, will continue to make sure that we make the most of the independence and the freedom that we have. And that is why we have Captain Dina and also Miss Kanya here as guests.
Kanya is with us,
We just don't want to show the celebrations as festive as and as heartwarming as they are, but we also feel that it is important to have some reflective moments together to make sure that we all can fill up the independence, the freedom that this country have, in ensuring the future of
Yes.
Indonesia. And I think
Agreed.
speaking about the environment, about climate change, about maritime issues have been very enlightening and eye-opening to all of us to know that there's a lot to do in terms of making this country even better in the future.
Yes, we still a lot of homework. As
Yes.
long as we are still unity and willing to give our heart and time to do, and we believe that we will be like passing and navigating through all this kind of thing together.
Okay, believe in ourselves.
A quick question to Cap, and also Ms. Kanya is still with us. The question is, what are your hopes for these days to come, since the 2025 is still going on? We're just in the middle of the year right now, and we just witnessed this beautiful moment of celebration together. What are your hopes that you feel you need to say to the world, inspired by this beautiful ceremony that we had earlier in the Merdeka Palace?
Yeah, I think we can circle back to the theme of our Independence Day today. It's Bersatu Berdaulat Rakyat Sejahtera Indonesia Maju, or United Sovereign Prosperous People Advance Indonesia. And if we want to bring climate action into the spirit of the nation building, I think climate action can only be successful if we are all united to tackle it, because it's a very multidisciplinary problem that needs all hands on deck to tackle it. So, and then if we really want to be a sovereign and prosperous nation, then we must also care for the people who are in it. And by that, we have to make sure that climate change and climate disasters do not impact them in such a way that will affect their livelihood, and also make sure that our land, our Bumi Pertiwi, our Mother Nature is still enduring for the long years to come.
Right, thank you, Ms. Kanya. How about you, Captain? If we ask you, what are your hopes and wishes for Indonesia in the years to come, especially specifically in your area of expertise?
So for me, specifically in maritime, we are still have a goal toward 2045. What I will want to see in the future will be zero incident accident at sea, of course, that harm to people, to environment, also to the asset of Indonesia.
Yeah.
Then we have to do small acts, small basic act to like sharing the awareness and again raise the safety awareness about the vessel and shipping line, which is our backbone in this kind of country, because we are united by the sea. So that is my wishes for the rest of the years and the future, of course.
And I think we could also add that we need more experts in this issue.
Absolutely.
Because we learned earlier that Captain Dina is the only person, only woman in the industry in Indonesia that have this unique position of having experience.
And also having a podcast.
Yes.
And a TikTok account as well. So, which is a great way to let a lot of people, especially the Gen Zs and Gen Alphas, to be more aware of the issue.
Yes, that is my goal, actually, to raise the awareness about the maritime industry. That is not only a seafarer, but also the other part of the maritime, the marine itself, the sea, the biodiversity we had from west to east. So we have a lot of things about maritime to talk. Actually.
We need more people
in
the maritime industry.
I'm actually inviting a lot of people come and join me, and we can talk about maritime. I'm not that the only one to talk. I really want to like invite everybody to talk and sharing about the maritime.
If there are now young people out there watching us, watching you, listening to you, and they do want to get into the industry, they want to be involved in all the actions that is needed to progress this area of expertise, what would you suggest to them? What should they do in terms of making sure they have enough education, enough experience? Where should they go? Where should they meet? What should they do?
So in maritime, we have a lot of industry actually for the, if you want to become a seafarer, a lot of options for you to working abroad and can bring your knowledge and of course your money back to Indonesia, then there is a school to be a seafarer. But if you want to be in the term of maritime expert of designing the vessel, a lot of schools, so in University of Indonesia, Institute Teknologi 10 November, is about teknik perkapalan.
So it's
you
one of the
can
engineering
design
part.
engineering part, and
Okay.
also if you want engineering at the what do you call that? For the shore base or engineering at sea, also in ITB Bandung also have the teknik lautan. So actually a lot of
Lots of
school
opportunity.
And right now actually I'm auditing a lot of ship management
In Indonesia?
in
or-
Indonesia and international also,
Okay.
company based in Europe and based. Normally they have headquarters also in Singapore. When I'm auditing them, they said that they are really need Indonesian seafarer in the future because there's still a lot of opportunity for Indonesian qualified Indonesian seafarer. And then with I think it's like a kind of starter if you want to have explore the world, see the world, and have a good salary as well. But of course with the life at sea, you have to embrace, not like you are living in the land, but if you have in your blood the adventures maybe you can embrace them and becoming a seafarer.
And that'll be your
as well.
reward to have that unique experience.
Yes, because that is like you can tell a story to your family, to your children, and a lot of opportunity also after that. After you are spending time at sea and then you want to jump back ashore, still a lot of opportunity to walk ashore as well as a maritime expertise.
So life is an adventure.
Yes.
Adventure.
Okay, so up next we are going to talk through to live Zoom to our expert Kanya also.
Maybe we can ask her the same question.
Yeah.
If there are people watching now, young people from young millennials and Gen Z who are also very interested, not just to learn about climate action, but actually be a part of the movement, be a part of the action. What would you suggest, Ms. Kanya? Where can they go? What can they do exactly to make sure that the action is going to be significant and not just performative, as some might say?
Yeah, I think to start, because I'm only contributing in Cerita Iklim, so I can only talk as Cerita Iklim as itself. But during my contribution in Cerita Iklim, we have been collaborating with a lot of local communities and youth communities online, and it's really interesting to see how the youth in Indonesia, they are very interested to contribute to climate change. And so as a platform, we want to gather all these voices, and we also built this book together. So a lot of the members and committees in Cerita Iklim, we became contributors for this book. We are sharing stories or cerita about climate change from our different perspectives, because we are all at different subject expertise. Myself from engineering, there are my friends who are from science or social science or economics, and they're providing unique perspectives to climate change. And I think when we all gather together as a whole, the voice of young people of Indonesia, we can influence the policies of the government in the future. I think that is the big goal of Cerita Iklim in the future. We want to be the gathering of the voices of Indonesian youth so we can influence future policies of climate.
Thank you, Ms. Kanya. So, and now we are going to take you to talk to another diaspora who's now residing in Netherlands. We have Krisanti Gondo Kusumo. Hello, Krisanti. How are you today? Can you hear us? Hi.
Hello, Merdeka.
Merdeka.
Happy Independence Day. Where exactly in the Netherlands are you, Krisanti? Please tell us.
Sorry?
Where exactly in the Netherlands are you? Could you tell us more about where you reside and what you're doing there?
Okay, so I live in a small town. It's called Laren. It's 25 minutes from Amsterdam.
Okay.
And yes, I've been living here for 7 years now, and I own a media platform. Actually, it's called Out Indo. It's an independent lifestyle that is connecting everything about Indonesia, but in the Netherlands.
That is so interesting. So you own a media platform for Indonesians in the Netherlands. Can you tell us more about it? Why did you start it?
Yeah.
And then what do you usually share there? Is it food, culture, daily life, or maybe life stories?
Yeah, I started like last year actually, because when I started coming here, and then I saw like I find it very difficulties to find like where to get my best tumpang, nasi tumpang, where to get the best siomay, or where to get this and that, and then I just know it from friends and families, but like the Indonesian communities here are so big, right? And then I was like, you know what? I think it has to be formalized into a platform, like a formal platform that can inform people where to get this, where to get that, what kind of event, and how can we be discovered one another as a community here. So the spirit is just to support one another because we're far away from home. But yeah.
That's amazing.
That's amazing. It sounds like a great platform as well.
An exciting venture as well.
Exciting venture, yeah.
I mean, when you promote it online, obviously you've got an international audience responding to it. So I'm just curious, from everything that you've promoted so far about Indonesia, which part of Indonesia has received the most significant response and the most positive?
The most likes.
The most likes, the most comments. Can you share with us?
Well, actually, the most liked is something that for example, this year, like one of the biggest news so far is the upcoming Sate Senayan that will open on the 28th August. Sate Senayan will open in its first European branch in
That's right.
in
I heard about that. They're opening a branch. Sate Senayan opening a branch in the Netherlands.
In the Netherlands?
And last year, we also got one really viral that the first one.
I'm so excited for you, Christy.
So for our viewers who are not familiar, Sate Senayan is one of the quite famous restaurants in Indonesia who serves satay, which is chicken or beef skewer. And it's now opening a branch in the Netherlands. So tell us more about what's happening, and are people storming to go to the location, especially today on the 17th of August 2025?
Yes.
Yeah, but talking about today anyway, because I'm also, just because of me owning this media platform, like so many events today for the Pesta Merdeka, and we also there's a restaurant called Omahe Indonesian Brasserie. They will also have like Indomie special edition today. So it's a lot of celebrations like all over, not only in the Indonesian embassy. I guess Indonesian embassy also celebrating something, but we have like a lot of small restaurants that actually participate and doing their own event. But yeah, all of it to celebrate the festivities of the 17th August.
It sounds so great.
So basically all food related news always get the best response, and I'm all for that.
When it comes to Indonesia, we cannot avoid that. It always comes to food. Like,
but we here living in the Netherlands also has its good advantages because we are so strongly connected through history, and there are actually a lot of Indonesian restaurants there already in the Netherlands, but I'm not sure. Is it the same as eating Indonesian food in Indonesia? Could you share us your experience that?
Well, these days we have more and more the real deal Indonesian food these days. But before, of course, it's like the influence of Indonesians and European, and then the taste also already adjusted to the European taste. But these days also because of, I don't know, also the Asian invasions, like you have, a lot of Korean food, Japanese food, and people want the real deal because people travel more, right, these days. And that's to a lot of Indonesian food actually in the Netherlands right now. We have like the best bakso, the best siomay here and there, like even Sate Senayan's coming, the best satay. So yeah.
Okay.
And if you're wondering, we have like about 600 Indonesian restaurants here, and if you're talking also about Indonesian.
Okay.
Okay, that's a lot. And I wish you all the best and a lot of fun in enjoying all the menu from Sate Khas Senayan. My personal favorite is chicken satay, extra peanut sauce, and then tongseng on the side.
Oh my goodness. And don't forget the chicken skin satay as well.
Oh, that's your favorite. That's your favorite.
Thank you so much for your time. All the best for you and your endeavors. And we surely will be checking out your platform as well.
For sure. Thank you and Merdeka.
Merdeka. Bye-bye.
So exciting to learn about these young Indonesians.
Like, there's a lot of opportunities in the global stage for Indonesians, and people are, embracing this today's celebration, the 17th of August, 2025. Speaking about embracing the celebration, we have a compilation greeting from Indonesian diaspora in Netherlands and also Melbourne.
Right.
Let's take a look.
Hi, my name is Adisti. I am an Indonesian living in the Netherlands with my Dutch husband Ernst and our 7-year-old daughter Kirana. I have been living in the Netherlands for almost 8 years and abroad for about 15 years. I'm a working mom and a part-time content creator. We are currently enjoying summer holiday in Costa Brava, Spain. Like many members of the Indonesian diaspora, I naturally became an ambassador of my culture. First within my own family and later extending to my wider surroundings, friends, neighbors, colleagues, fellow Indonesian overseas, and in many ways, the broader international community. When you live abroad, introducing Indonesian culture and sharing the good news about Indonesia becomes an honor. Despite everything that may have happened in the past or in the country recently, I never feel any less proud to be Indonesian. I hope this spirit will be passed on to my daughter and to future generations, so they can carry this heritage with pride and dignity. Each year, together with my family, I raise our national flag, Sang Merah Putih, on this meaningful day. Celebrating Indonesia's Independence Day, of course, is more than just raising a flag, but from this simple act, awareness grows, small conversations begin, deep talks follow, and our history, as well as the bravery of our heroes, lives on.
Happy Indonesian Independence Day! Merdeka!
I hope Indonesia becomes a fair, united, and successful country where everyone can live well and the culture stays strong. I think diaspora can show love for Indonesia by being proud of their roots, sharing culture abroad, and helping their country by sharing their knowledge as well. During Independence Day in Indonesia, I usually become a committee member in my surrounding, in my home especially. There I organize competitions, door prize activities that is related with Indonesian Independence Day, and that was so fun.
Indeed, a positive vibe from all diasporas all over the world. It's just nice to see Indonesians everywhere celebrating today's independence, 17th of August 2025. And now also we have a greeting from Indonesian Ambassador to the UK, His Excellency Desra Percaya.
Let's have a listen.
Ambassador of the Republic of Indonesia to the UK, Ireland, and the IMO, proudly extend my heartfelt greetings. Happy 80th anniversary of the Republic of Indonesia. This historic milestone reminds us that independence is not the end, but the beginning of new responsibilities. May Indonesians everywhere stay united in our rich diversity and continue to cherish our freedom with compassion, wisdom, and meaningful action. Dirgahayu Indonesiaku.
His Excellency Desra Percaya, Ambassador of Indonesia to the UK.
All right, so we've heard many greetings from different people around the world, from diaspora to ambassadors. We've seen all the celebrations also taking place today on the 80th anniversary of Indonesia's independence. Again, there were a lot of festivities, a lot of heartwarming moments, a lot of colorful moments as well. A lot of people were wearing traditional costumes. But of course, the other part of the celebrations is about those reflective moments on what are we going to be as a nation and as a people, and how we can progress together, as it is stated in the theme of this year's independence. And that is why we have our guest experts here joining us in the studio, Captain Dina and also Miss Kanya, still joining us through Zoom. So maybe now we can go into our reflective moments even more, Captain Dina.
Sure,
like if you could have a way to establish somewhat of a roadmap. You can have whatever you think is necessary to progress, to propel our nation to be more prosperous, especially
in my expert area.
Yes, yeah. What would those factors and aspects be? What would you materialize to make sure that we can truly be in par with other advanced countries that are already so many levels above us when it comes to maritime safety issues?
So for me, like I told you already, I'm starting this maritime podcast, Navigating Through. It's because of when I'm doing auditing, I found a lot of things that we can do together to like propel our maritime standard into the desired position. It's the same as an international, like other country condition. Like we can see several years back, like other country is still behind us. Like we always talking, Malaysia before learn with us, and then also other country also learn to Indonesia. But now we are always talking before that country come to Indonesia to learn. And where are we now? So sometimes we are like always talking from the past, not from the present condition. For me, like today, present condition, we are not okay yet. We are forgetting some basic principles. So together we can go from basic again. We can like put everything, the puzzle in place again. First with the people, with of course with the regulation, with the government support, and all the expert there. If you are there outside there, please and just start action with like you said, the extent of the people now is different. Like us, we can read long praise, long narration, long book, but
people
now
from
it's
our
different.
generations.
Yes, that is my generation. We can do that, but actually, what I learned, Indonesia is unique. We are telling the story actually. We are the nation if telling the story is from generation to generation. But we never embrace that. We are always saying about the literature. I like to read. I really do a lot of reading. But then I realized not most of Indonesian people like to read. They like to listen to have a story about the experience. So I think the start I'm doing now is the basic things to share the news about the maritime again, raise the awareness. So that is the basic step. So after that, we can like mapping from each part what is needed from the people, from the regulation, from the infrastructure. So actually now we are already in the 5th generation of business. We are really excel before in the 2nd generation of business, but we lag behind with the 3rd generation of business, 4th generation. Now is already come the AI. So we have a lot of things to climb up. So now it's a lot of things to do. So for me, it's basic step. Now the awareness of the people to like attract their the people to like really attract with the marine again, with the maritime. Because that's us. I think that's in Indonesia. We cannot separate Indonesia with the maritime and the sea.
Very interesting to to understand the combination between storytelling and also the digital revolution that is happening now, and how we adapt to that by trying to keep people interested in having this conversation about the issues, so that now changes can start to happen when we are starting to have conversations about it. So probably the same question goes to Ms. Kanya. From your experience now, what are the things that you feel are important to be part of the conversation so that Indonesia can propel changes to the future in your industry? Specifically, what are those issues that you feel should be understood by a lot of people that you've been campaigning through Cerita Iklim as well?
I think if the basics starts from education, because people will not be aware of climate change and the effects that it has on our life if they are not educated by what's actually happening. Because if they see some natural phenomenon like the unpredictable weather, maybe they will think that, oh, it's just natural occurrence, but it's actually signs of climate change getting worse day by day. And I think as a country, we can also take the leadership in ASEAN, like Southeast Asia, because ASEAN itself, it has collective strengths because it has the, but also collective challenges that we need to tackle together. So we are the fastest growing regions in our energy demand, and this can be a challenge and also opportunity for us to develop together. And I think as what we have done so far, we have developed the Carbon Center of Excellence as Indonesia when we did the chairmanship in 2023. So this was an initiative that could serve as a regional hub for knowledge exchange, capacity building, and also policy alignment on carbon markets and decarbonization pathways. And I think there are other sectors that we can also work together in with Southeast Asian countries, such as forestry, land use, and because there were some cases that were quite embarrassing in which Indonesia, we had a lot of massive forest fires, and the smoke affected our neighboring countries such as Malaysia and Singapore. I think there has been some initiatives to tackle this, such as the what's it called, AATHP, ASEAN Agreement on Transboundary Haze Pollution. So we are working together to tackle this problem. So in the future, Indonesia can take this leadership role in Southeast Asia.
Wow.
Wow.
I think one of the most important takeaways that we've had from our guest expert here, Uli, and I'm sure most of our viewers agree with me as well, that, you know, sometimes when we hear about these big issues, maritime safety, climate change, it seems like such big issues that we have no power over. Like, what can everyday people actually do to make any change? I mean, we have no power over policy, we have no power over the big industry players, but I think what I've learned the most from both of you is just do what you can and do it now. Yes. Right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, do what you with what you have, with what you can, with your abilities, and you don't have to think too much about, you know, making progress or anything. Just do, and that is actually one of the most inspiring things that we've learned from you. So thank you so much for that,
Thank you so much,
and Ms.
and also
Kanya.
Ms. Kanya, thank you for your expertise and patience also, and you know, last but not least, Merdeka to both of you.
Thank you.
So on that note, it's time for us to say goodbye. Once again, thank you so much to all the people that have joined today's conversation via Zoom and also here in the studio. And once again, of course, happy Independence Day to our beloved country, Indonesia. I'm Uli Herdi.
And I'm Siska Becker. May the spirit of today lives on in all of us, so the unity and the sovereignty and the prosperity of our nation can progress us into a better future. Merdeka once again, and see you next time on TVRI World.
Take care. Bye-bye.